Okay. Are you guys hearing me in both Roll20 and in Discord?
No,
Yes.
maybe.
Says
Are we
something about
meeting?
claim your
No,
account.
no,
Something won't let me do it.
Can you hear me in both of them? Because I'm getting an echo.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's because Henry's in both of them.
I
Why am I
am.
stuck here? Why am I stuck?
Because he's talking to Swole, because Swole isn't in. Swole's not in the voice chat yet, so he's talking to Swole in the roll thing.
Okay.
Did you have to create an account for that too?
I guess.
Maybe, but it says you have a name on here, so like you already registered for it.
Okay. Well, in the window it says claim your account and keep all your messages and servers even after you close the browser.
Nah, don't worry
It
about
has
that.
email
Tell
and
him not to worry
password.
about that.
Yeah, duh, you don't have to worry about any of that.
It says a wild.
Can I just exit out of this?
Has
Or
appeared.
Yeah, yeah, you don't need to worry about any of that.
should I close this window then? It's
Yeah, tell him to close it.
Yeah. Go ahead and close it, Doc.
okay.
Now
Now he's offline again.
is okay. So if you try and click the link one more time, it'll bring you online, right?
Let's see. This invite may be expired. You might not have permission to join Discord. Let's see. So what does the Discord room do?
It's how we're communicating through the chat.
Yes, it's how we're going to be communicating with the chat.
The Roll20 right now.
Yeah, because Beezy can't get onto the Roll20 voice.
I see.
And so apparently I'm coming through on both of them. I'm trying to shut the mic down for it because the audio quality isn't as good as the
Yeah, that claim your account thing keeps coming up. But it won't let me type anything there.
It's weird because you keep coming up
I just turned
online.
it off, but I think I already have an account though. But I'm not on my account because I don't see any of my stuff. So
Keep all your messages and serve.
Well, type something in the Discord chat.
Okay, I think.
you'll hear me.
There's something out of the ordinary going on. Continue using Discord. We need to verify. Verify by. Okay.
You guys no longer hear me in roll 20? Never mind.
Yeah, something weird's going on. It's not letting me. There's something weird's going on. It's not letting me. It's not letting me get past this screen for some reason.
And there's no option to just like cancel out of the screen and just be in.
I'm gonna log out and see if I can log back in.
All right.
So, log out.
Okay.
I wasn't.
Okay.
I still hear you, Beezy.
All right. Did Alex and Leon get on?
Alex said he was doing family stuff. That was a couple hours ago. And Leon has found some gullible FSU girl that he said he needed to go work. So he said he'll be on later.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, when you got the gullible FSU girls to work,
Always global FSU girls.
I mean, you gotta love it, It's like they're always so plentiful.
Well, it is starting to get warm, so it's
This is
about that
true.
season.
This is true, So the nipples are starting to get soft again. You can go out and actually rub up against them without the girl being super noticeable.
Let's try this again. Is this oh, for the love of mercy.
Well, I'm still trying to get you on the, like you already had an account.
Yes, that's exactly what it's saying. Please remove it before it can be used with a new account. Oh, for love of mercy. Let me try this again. This is ridiculous.
And then they don't have anything there for like a forgot a password or whatever.
Well, keep sending me these verification things, but somehow I already had an account, even though it was my first time signing on.
Clearly, you
Doesn't
signed
make
up
very
for
much
the
sense to me,
website
but
like 13 years ago, dog. Back when it was brand new and everything was fresh. And it was the new hip thing, It was just coming off the heels of MySpace.
oh, for love of mercy. Oh, oh my God.
I don't even see a way to sign out, and like, if you want to just do a new account.
The problem is, they asked me before I even had an account to verify my account, and so I put my number in there,
Mm-hmm.
and so now it's saying that I have this number is on a different account, which doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm trying to verify it through email, but that's not working either for some reason.
Unmute my Discord.
Sending my verification email.
Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. Now, earlier
Aha!
I was
Maybe
getting
this will work.
echo from yours. So can anyone else hear me?
Let me check. Are you hearing Beezy at all?
No.
Okay. I'm guessing Mike Scott isn't either because he looks like he is on some Japanese porn website. Very good, Mike Scott.
I love that porn.
I ain't chill out with that, man.
Are you able to hear Beezy at all?
Nah, I'm trying to log in with my because I guess it did the same thing it did with Swole. Like I have my Discord right here that has all of my stuff. I'm trying to join the coalition one. I'm trying to join the coalition group, but every time I go to join the group, it kicks me back into the well, you just set up an account for the first time thing. It won't let me. It won't let me join it as a regular Discord thing.
Okay. All right. So, Beezy, nobody hears you. Mike Scott says he's trying to log in with his old
what are you guys'
account.
Discord account?
Mine is Jigen Bakuda.
Yeah, man. You didn't create an account, did you?
The number is 0545. That's my number on here.
I mean, yeah, I created a Discord, and somehow it just, it signed me into mine. But yeah, Mike Scott and Adam are saying that, whatever it is that they're trying to get into, it's not connecting to their original.
0545 is yours?
0545, yeah.
I just sent it. It says.
I don't know, man, because like I said, man, I'm on the mobile, and so it's not giving me access to all of the options to edit.
What's yours, Henry?
And so I don't understand how I was getting an echo.
Swole, I am Chicken Feet, and I'm 4921. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is your original account, right?
This is my original account. This is the one that has all the stuff that I've been being addicted to. That now I'm gonna get back on the bandwagon because why not? I'm already here.
Excellent. Oh, so what'd you have to do to get it to recognize your other account?
Well, instead of following the link that DZ had put in there, I had to manually add myself to this group. So I kept on trying to just follow the because I was already logged in in my browser. So I went to my phone to see like was there an issue like with did I misremember like my login information or whatever. So I went to my phone and I found out it was the same thing. So I just went, opened a new tab, and I logged in on the new tab. And then when I logged in on a new tab, I had two accounts open. I had the new one they had created for me just because of the invite that Beezy gave, and I had my original one. So I kept on trying to join it, but it always defaulted to the one that just joined, like the one that just created, like Swole had just created.
Yeah.
It kept on defaulting to that, and I couldn't get it to not go to the original one that I logged in. Man, that's convoluted, but I don't even know if I answered your question.
Well, ultimately, you had to type it in manually in order to get into the room with your other account.
Yeah. Ultimately, what happened is I had to go to the invite people, and I generated a code, and I just put the code in myself. So I invited myself.
Okay, I got you. Now, Swole, can you hear me?
Swole's not on here. Swole's offline.
He is still very confused. Yeah.
Right, so he's out of Roll20 as well?
Yes.
Yep. I see he's out. Okay. Yeah, I see he dropped out.
Yeah, there's probably.
I guess it wasn't your echo, Mike, or it wasn't your echo, Henry. It was Mike's echo.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we had our 0 session to work through this.
No, it's building so much character.
Oh man.
So, all right. So, Mike, have you figured yourself here?
What's that? What happened? Are you breaking up, bro? I can't really hear you.
So you.
Bees, say it one more time. I couldn't hear you, bro.
You good, man? Hold on. Let me see if I can boost myself. There we go. Yeah, my Discord went red real quick. You hear me now? A little better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I was asking, have you familiarized yourself with your character at all?
Nope. How do I do that?
Okay. All right. Well, there's a character sheet in Roll20. If you look at the top on the window to the right, there'll be a set of icons. The icon that looks like a newspaper, click on that.
All right.
All right. In there, you should see characters, and then it should say Skeezy.
I see it. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay. So, the first question is your character's name actually Skeezy?
I personally did not name my character Skeezy, but Skeezy is a name.
So, yeah. So if you'd like to change that name, please feel free to do so.
Okay, and do I do it in this chart or do I do it?
This is an editable sheet, so any changes that you make will be updated.
Okay.
And so you have this character is a Dragonborn rogue with a noble background.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm assuming Henry went over the mechanics for the Dragonborn.
Oh no. No, dog.
Right.
Are you serious? You think he's gonna let me have an informed decision? Are you serious?
All right. So this is why we're having a session 0, so everybody can familiarize themselves with the characters that we've been assigned.
Yes, definitely don't want to jump out there completely cold.
So yeah, so you're a Dragonborn of the Bronze heritage. So what that means is you're an anthropomorphic dragon man or woman, your preference. And you have certain abilities like the ability to see in the dark or breathe lightning once a day.
Where do I see that though? Is that in the character sheet?
It should be on the right hand side of the sheet.
I see the ancestry. I see the ancestry and okay.
I haven't had a chance
So
to look at the macros, but yeah. Now you were asking something?
Yeah, like is Bronze just like essentially like my family name, or is that like a type of Dragonborn, or is this getting into the Mike Scott? You can't know that because
no. All right, so in the lore of Dungeons and Dragons, there are 10 types of dragons. There are 5 metallic dragons and 5 chromatic dragons. The metallic dragons are gold, silver, bronze, copper, and brass. These are traditionally the good dragons. Bronze dragons have an affinity for electricity. They're also known to inhabit coastal areas. So yeah.
Were these things given to me by you as the dungeon master, or is this part of like how the character gets rolled because of the numbers that I put in?
So these particular traits are part of the ancestral package for a dragon.
Okay.
So I don't assign them. I just adjudicate them. But as far as who made the decision to have it be a dragon, that would fall on Cody / PC 30 minutes.
Right here, Mike Scott. Right here.
I see.
Yes, all that.
So yes.
But the only reason I asked that is because you said Bronze was like you said the metallic dragons are they're good or they're associated with good, but my alignment is lawful evil. So I was wondering, like,
I noticed that there's a lot of evil in the characters in this game, and so within the boundaries of what a D&D alignment is, evil tends to be more selfish, good tends to be altruistic, and so I'm assuming that that's what Hank was going for the generator piece particular.
It matched up with each of our own personalities. I don't think any of us are actually good.
Wait, does raping babies count?
That is evil. That's really evil.
Mm-hmm.
That's like
Are you sure?
hunt you down evil. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was the one thing I had to say.
Well, then I guess we'll go with the was it lawful evil?
Yes,
Lawful evil,
must
baby.
live by rules, dog.
Yeah. So
I will never rape a baby who did not look back.
popular examples of lawful evil include Darth Vader. He is often considered the epitome of lawful evil. Doctor Doom, lawful evil. Lex Luthor is
Ooh,
also lawful.
ooh.
Oh, Lex.
That pretty much lines up, dog.
All right. So that means that the enticement for you gentlemen is not going to be doing the good thing. Right? So, what is compelling you to? Is it money? Do you need loot?
I would say, and Mike Scott, correct me if I'm wrong. It's primarily the loot and our own self interest.
Yeah, I mean, I see that. I see that. I see that is accurate. I mean, in here we're definitely going for the loot, but I mean, I'm not gonna steal from a child, but I will steal from somebody who has a lot of money. Somebody who has a lot of
I think I will steal from the child.
I will not. That's why I'm lawful evil, dog. There
Hmm.
has to be rules about who I steal from. But once you're in the category of somebody I deemed I can steal from, there's no depth to the level of grime that I would go through to steal from you.
Ooh.
But certain people are just off the table. I'm not gonna steal from certain people.
Mm.
So on the right side of your character sheet, you're going to see a couple of things. It's going to be traits, bonds, ideals, and flaws. So I'll talk about these real quick. So the first trait that's listed, what do you have?
For me,
Yes, sir.
the first trait is 6. Despite my noble birth, I do not place myself above other folk. We all have the same blood.
All right. So that is one trait that your character is supposed to play towards. If that doesn't fit the idea that you're forming for your character, please feel free to change that. What about the second?
No, that's perfect. What, dog? Why are you laughing? Dog?
No reason whatsoever, Mike Scott. Do exactly
Nah,
what you
come
like.
on, dog. Nah, I can't have the noble birth and then look down upon the common rabble just like they're my own children, dog. I can't do that.
I encourage you to do that. If anything, I will help you do that.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hear me, dog. Come on, dog.
All right, and so for the second trait that you have.
All right, so the second trait says, no one could doubt by looking at my regal bearing that I am a cut above the unwashed masses. That
Mm-hmm.
conflicts
Mm-hmm.
with the first trait, but yet I believe that dichotomy is the same dichotomy that must be held in anyone who has a noble birth.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you are not noble. You are the common filth. But I am so magnanimous that I will bring myself down to your level so long as I don't have to touch you without a glove. I'm all
Awesome.
with it.
All right. So now bonds. What bond is on your sheet?
Bond. I have 4. I am in love with the I am in love with the heir of a family that my family despises. Oh, Romeo and Juliet, man, I'm Shakespearean in this bit. Now I love this.
I figure Anastasia would be the perfect person to fill that role.
Dog, Anastasia comes from the rival farmer down the street, dog.
Dog, this man has the tire farm that he's been working on for the past 10 decades, dog. His father passed it to him. His father's father passed it down to him. And they passed the tire down to Anastasia, dog. She wears that shit around her waist at all times.
Prithee thee, where doth thee go with tire round thy waist? To thine bed?
Ooh.
To thine heart?
Dog, so perfectly round.
Thou?
Ooh, that gut.
I love it.
God.
Right. So now, that does lead me into your noble background. What title does your parentage hold? Is it
not what I have, but what I will inherit when they?
Yes.
Okay.
What title are you in line? Now, keep in mind, this doesn't necessarily have to be an aristocratic title. It could also be perhaps merchant, something like that. Guilds also would qualify. So, if you're thinking in terms of capitalistics, you could be CEO.
Okay.
You want to keep it old school. You do have, dukes and viscounts and princes and earls.
Well, I'm not as familiar with that sort of thing. Like I'd like to do something like that, but I'm not familiar with the actual like titles in like the king's court and like what all the people do. What I do know is if there's an equivalent, I would like to have something that is not like the king or something like that, but somebody who perhaps is over, finance in the finance in the kingdom or finance in the land, to where my father gotten rich by doing horrible things, and I've inherited that. But he was a really, really great guy, but he just had no compunctions about where he got the money from. I see that. I don't like it, but I have his evil streak, and I just have rules around. Unlike my father, who has no rules, I just have rules.
Okay.
So I don't know if there's a equivalent to that in like the old school.
Well, again, so we're making this world. So I am not holding it hard and fast to, medieval gentry or anything like that. You will have certain anachronisms that are going to stand out. There may be a magic train, ways to get around, things like that. But as far as your noble background, thank you for that information. That was fantastic. Gave me a foot to build off of.
Okay. So
thinking,
what the actual title would be is Keeper of the Treasury. I'm in line for succession for Keeper of the Treasury.
Ooh. Okay.
Now, so Keeper of the Treasury is an adjunct for the Bankers Guild. They're actually the intermediary between the Bankers Guild and the Crown.
Okay. So now, because I get the feeling that in a guild, it's much more merit based than it would be like in a court, where it's literally just I get it through lineage. Like I would have a hard time believing that in a guild they're going to be like, okay, well your dad died, so now you're leading us all, as opposed to being like, I've been in this guild for like 10 years, and I was your father's right hand.
Yes, we hear you, Swole.
Okay.
Hey, what up?
There we go.
Anyways, so like I don't know how I would say it. Maybe I'm not. Whatever it is, the guild is fine. It sounds even way cooler to be like in the Treasury Guild or whatever it is you said. That sounds way cooler than whatever I just said. I just don't know
No,
if
no,
people
it's
would.
like it's its own thing. Like it's a hereditary title
Okay.
that works as the like you said. It's the keeper of the treasury, but the Bankers Guild kind of has influence on the treasury.
Well, that sounds cool. Like whatever that is, I'm with that. Like that's
Okay.
that's cool.
Okay. So now we would go to ideal. So what ideal is listed on your sheet?
It says number 5, family, blood runs thicker than water. And it says any in parentheses.
That's alignment.
Okay.
Meanings. But
yeah, blood runs thicker than water.
All right. So how does that come across?
Well, that comes across as perfect. Very very rule based. For me, I've always been taught that family is the most important thing, and that was probably the only good thing my father ever taught me. That family was the most important thing. But that doesn't mean that I don't do bad things. It just means if I'm going to do bad things, I'm going to benefit my family first.
Gotcha. Okay. And then that brings us to our flaw. So what is listed there?
It says number 2, I hide a truly scandalous secret that could ruin my family forever. That's perfect. It mixes with the bond. Because the reason I love Anastasia is because of that sweet tire, dog. And if anybody ever found out, my father would be disgraced.
Oh, so rubbery.
I'm telling you. Like, get some of that tire on your fingers. Woo!
All right, so I've got a good foundation with this character idea right now. We'll circle back around in just a moment. I want to do the same thing here with Curry May. Yep. And Swole, can you hear me?
Oh, Swole.
Checked out.
And yeah.
Okay, well, I guess we'll go to Curdy May then.
All right.
So, Curdy May, I'm assuming you've got the same primary objectives, loot and self-preservation?
Oh, yeah.
In that order, or do you prefer self-preservation over the loot?
Will
you put yourself in danger for the biscuit?
I feel like, yeah, with me being like the only holy man, it should be self-preservation over loot. But they're very close 1 and 2.
Okay. So, the holy man. What domain did you select?
Life.
Okay. Now, do you follow a deity or are you a philosophical player?
What did I put down here? So I put the deity I worship is Lathander, god of birth and renewal. And,
okay.
And
what is your alignment?
I am chaotic neutral.
Okay. 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 All right. Okay, so you're a Lathanderite, the life domain. But okay, so how selfish are you?
Oh, extremely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a big old asshole.
All right, now there is a difference between being an asshole and being something more. And so, all right, how preachy is your cleric?
Not very.
Okay. Because Lathander he's the morning sun. This is the guy the farmer wakes up to and says, "Thank you, son."
Mm.
This is the good, you know, light in the sky. This is the one who goes forth and banishes the dark evil in the world. That's Lathander.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I feel like my character uses those powers for all the wrong reasons.
Okay. So then, um, let's look at your background.
Yeah.
Which background did you go with?
So I went with the folk hero background.
Okay. Now this is very interesting. All right. Traits.
So I have number 7. I misuse long words in an attempt to sound smarter.
Okay. Okay. And
And my second trait is 1. I judge people by their actions, not their words.
okay. All right. Now, as a folk hero,
Hmm.
let's go to Bond.
So, Bond, I have 3. A proud noble once gave me a horrible beating, and I will take my revenge on any bully I encounter. I feel like that might have been Mike Scott's dad.
It's not. It's actually Anastasia's dad.
Oh!
Oh my god, this is great, dog.
It is perfect. I love it. I love it. Fuck
This
that
is great.
bitch. Fuck her and her tire, dog.
All right. So, but you don't tolerate bullies.
No, no bullying. It's not cool.
All right. Now, was this beating public or was it in private?
Ooh, I'd have to say it was in private.
Okay.
Yeah.
What reason was behind the beating?
Hmm. I'm gonna say I was preaching too much as a youngster, and the noble was like, you know what? I don't want to hear this shit. The fuck you doing in here? Get the fuck out of here with all this talk of holy shit in the morning sun.
Okay. How did you come to your faith?
Hmm. I'm gonna say it was the product of my now deceased parents. They instilled it in me, and once they died and I got my ass whooped by Anastasia's dad, I said, "Fuck this shit."
Mm.
Are you surprised that you're able to produce holy works, given your self checked?
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like I still practice this stuff and am still in communication with the gods, but I don't take them as seriously as most other clergymen.
Gotcha. So the are you considered a heretic by your order, or are you more like just slight pariah?
Let's go with slight pariah. I feel like I still have some friends in the church, but like someone like the Pope would probably spit on me.
Ah, so very close to being a heretic.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So then, ideal.
Ideal. Okay, my ideal is 5. Sincerity. There's no good in pretending to be something I'm not.
Now, does sincerity equate to honesty?
Yes. So I have no problem telling somebody they're ugly.
Gotcha. Okay. And then finally, your flaw.
Law is 4. I have a weakness for the vices of the city, especially flowery spices.
Okay. Flowery spices.
I'm sure you don't.
But the comforts of the city.
Yes.
All right. Are you a gambler?
No. No, I would say whoremonger. Yeah. Since the church tried to tell me we have to be abstinent, I said no, thank you.
Ah, that actually okay. Okay, so your order is an abstinent order.
Yeah, yeah.
So how do you feel about reproduction?
I am 100% for it. The more babies in the world, the better. It leaves me with somebody to beat up and kick around.
That's your heresy.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
believe in the light of Lathander spreading its fruitfulness over the land?
yeah, yeah. Spread that
Okay.
sunshine when you spread them legs.
Okay. So there we go. All right. So now, with the life domain, you see your domain spells.
Yes. So I got, what do I have?
All right. At third level, you're gonna have a first level spell, which is Cure Wounds. And then you're going
Yes.
to also have Bless. Yes, Bless.
Yes.
Then you're also looking at Lesser Restoration and Spiritual Weapon.
Yes.
Okay. So, for you, because you're a cleric, you prepare spells each day from the entirety of the cleric spell list. Your
Ooh.
domain spells are automatically prepared and don't count against your limit. So what that
Hey.
means is, with your spell slots, you can always cast Bless, Cure Wounds, Lesser Restoration, Spiritual Weapons. Have the appropriate level slot.
Excellent. Let me do some shit here.
So Mike, hello.
What's up?
Ah, okay. Um, with your character, he's a rogue. So rogues in combat. Um, so there's 3 pillars to the game. You have social, exploration, and combat.
You said
Rogue,
social?
yes.
Social,
Exploration,
exploration, and combat?
yes.
Okay.
So rogues are they specialize in 2 of the 3, depending on how you want to build your rogue out. So rogues get the most skills. So if you look at your skill proficiencies, you see the list there.
As far as like language, weapon, armor.
No, it's going to be. All right, so starting at the
Skill
top left hand.
proficiency.
Yes, where it says skills, and
Okay.
then above that, yeah. All right, so it looks like you're proficient in athletics, deception, history, investigation, performance, persuasion, stealth, and survival. So with these, your strongest appear to be deception and performance and persuasion. So those are all social skills.
Okay.
So this is tending to be more a social person. I don't see a lot of the exploration skills that you would expect. Like, investigation's okay, but you don't have perception. Your stealth is pretty good. Athletics is used for climbing, swimming, things like that.
Okay.
So you can look here. Basically, the way that this works, if you actually click on the skill, it'll generate a skill roll. So basically, it takes a d20 and adds your modifier, and then you get a result.
Wait a second. It does what?
It rolls a 20-sided die that generates a...
Oh. All right, Swole. All right. So, Swole, you have to turn your mic off in the Roll20 window and then turn it on in Discord. So I think Swole has his microphone situation backwards. It seems to be working in Roll20, but it is muted in Discord.
I'm not going to be able to hear
it. Yeah.
But it's not like he was talking or anything. I think just it was. I'm not exactly sure. Like whenever I muted mine, it stopped the echo.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it had.
Yeah.
What happened?
Then I won't be able to hear him. I was gonna say, have you disabled your audio from Roll20?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Swole's gone again from Discord.
Yeah. See, he's in
Roll20. Old man problems.
Come on, guys.
I'm frozen. All right. Well, Swole is frozen. Yes. Yeah, he'll reset. So.
I have 2 daggers, and I guess I have I can choose between the rapier and the short sword, a short bow and a quiver. I don't know. It's like it's too small for me to. It's too small for me to see everything. I can't make it big enough for me to be able to see all the stuff.
Mike Scott, you can like highlight it, select it, and like
Have you also popped out the window? Also
yeah.
popped out the window.
How do I pop out the window?
Uh, once the character sheet is open in the top right hand corner, there'll be 2 overlaid boxes. Click on that.
Well, I did that, but it's still like the box isn't wide enough. Like the equipment box isn't wide enough for me to see.
I got you. Okay. I got you. Yeah, it is.
So but I have I have 2 daggers. I can choose between a rapier and a short sword.
Right.
I can choose between a short bow and quiver of short bow with 20 arrows, or short sword.
Right.
And I think those are my weapon choices.
Okay. All right. So, did you want to go with here or a short sword?
The rapier.
All right. And you think it's bow, or would you like a backup sword?
I like a bow.
What the hell?
What, dog? It's Skyrim, baby.
Not taking advantage of any backstabbing, any sneak attacks.
Dog, my strength is like 3, dog.
Well, with these
Jesus.
weapons, you actually would use your dex, use that, which is the same as your strength. All right.
Oh, well, still.
Still, none of that matters. You're going with the revolver instead of the assault weapon. Is that how we're doing it? You just got to make it challenging for yourself, dog. The 6-shooter instead of the goddamn minigun.
Dog, I'll stay in the back and I'll do some suppressing fire with the arrows, dog. And y'all handle the business, and I'll just count the loot, dog.
So shameful.
Is it shameful, dog?
It is extremely shameful.
So the rogue's main thing in combat is they attack once per round. But if they hit, they're able to add extra damage to the attack. It's called the sneak attack. There's certain conditions that need to apply. But once we get into an actual combat, the first combat will walk everything through. Just for character concept, know that you're either aiming at vital points or finding gaps in armor, things like that.
Okay.
So always go for the knees, dog.
Dog, always got to go for the knees, dog. Ooh. That's what happens, dog. Put it in there, and that allows y'all to get their major hits, dog.
Exactly, dog. It works every time, unless it doesn't.
So there are 6 stats that pretty much define your character in the game world. You guys see the stats?
Yeah, the strength.
Yeah. Wisdom, charisma. All right. So the names pretty much explain what they are. Do you have questions about what the stats are or what they govern?
Okay, so Constitution always confused me. So does that mean that if I have a high Constitution, that it substitutes for defense, or does it just mean that like it boosts it like is a boosting mechanism for my strength? Like, what does Constitution do? Does it make me able to carry more? Like,
Constitution is your toughness, your health, your physical well-being. If you had a Constitution bonus, it's added to your hit points at each level. Constitution is used for concentrating, for testing endurance, um, things like that. It's also useful against like poisons, like resisting poisons or resisting physical spells.
Okay.
Henry, anything?
I think I'm good. Mike Scott, you're good on the difference between intelligence and wisdom.
Actually, no. Um, actually, no. What is the difference between intelligence and wisdom? Since I have -1 wisdom, apparently I'm really smart. I just don't know any adages. I don't know.
So, wisdom governs a couple of things in the abstract in this game. One is how aware you are of the world around you. That's why it keys to
Ooh.
skills like perception.
Yeah, Mike
But
Scott, you are not very aware of the world around you.
it's also your willpower.
-1. So does that mean like if I'm picking a lock, like I mess it up, I'm just like, you know what, screw this.
No, not necessarily, because picking the lock's gonna be yeah. It's your perception, intuition. It's
Ooh.
the reading body language, influencing people, um, noticing things about your environment.
Well, it seems like my character should be able to do that stuff though. So I wonder why I'm -1.
I'm not sure.
Uh,
Um,
it was all the dice rolls and the order of importance for each of
Oh, I
those.
see.
Yeah. So,
so,
What?
if you'd like, you can switch your stats around. I'll allow it. Um, so, if you wanted to move that wisdom somewhere else.
It's the heart of cards. That's what it holds. That's what it is, baby.
All right.
That's what it is.
All right.
uh,
So, uh, uh, some may describe you as a bit oblivious.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
uh,
That's gonna be something I'm gonna remember. That's not something I anticipated. So I have to remember I'm oblivious. I'm
mm,
intelligent. I can con people, but I just don't know when to con.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's weird.
And you're also easily conned. That's another thing.
Oh man, that sucks.
mm, mm.
So you mean I just rub this in my head and it makes me grow hair? I'll take 20.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Oh.
You gotta love it.
No, I definitely love it, dog. We're going with it, dog. This is the narrative, dog.
All right. So your languages. You speak the common tongue, which everybody speaks. It's kind of like a trade language. Um, you speak Draconic, and then you have a choice of language. So, um, given a broad fantasy spectrum, elements, science, things of nature, is there a particular language that you would like to know?
Um,
Hmm.
is there is there such a thing as like high human or like something that something that like wizards would read or something that's like scholars would read that regular people wouldn't read?
Um, there's a couple of languages like that. You have one of them. Most magic is in Draconic.
Oh, I see.
Unless it's in, uh, let's see, for exotic languages, maybe something exotic. Let's see. Uh, we've got the dark languages like your infernal or your abyssal, so they're spoken by demons, devils. Your celestial, which is spoken by angels, beings of the higher realms. Um, primordial, which is like an elemental language. Any of these would have magic or rituals or things like that.
Well, I don't have a magic-based character, so I don't want to. I don't want to pick one of those languages that, and I already speak Draconic, so I don't want to speak a language that's like. I don't want to speak another like magical language. So,
I'll tell you what.
Are all the races are all of our races Dragonborn? Like, there's nobody who's any other.
Well, apparently Leon is a tiefling, which is kind of a as you guys would be anthropomorphic dragons. He's a demon man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a devil man.
Yeah.
He has horns, probably red skin.
Yeah, that's pretty much Leon.
And so when we talk about the regular fantasy races, it's like elves and like halflings and
your Tolkien races. Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll go Elvish then.
Okay. All right. Let's see this
one.
Yay.
Now all we have to do is get them in Discord, dog, without exploding.
So it says on your other proficiencies, it's got thieves' tools, which are lockpicks, things like that. And then it's a type of gaming set. So gaming sets, cards, chess, dice.
Wait a second, I'm trying to find out where is that? It's the other proficiency at the very bottom?
Yes.
How can I read the whole thing?
That is the whole thing. Because Beezy is putting it up in the chat as well.
Okay. Oh, okay. So when you say gaming set, is that like a set for me to be able to, like, essentially for me to have like 3 cups like set up along with me and I like hustle people with it? Or
so that's not actually a gaming set. That's something else that if you want, we can get that worked out. Like if you want like a 3-card Monty set, definitely work that out.
Okay.
No, it's more like cards. You know how to play games with cards, or dice. You know how to play games with dice, or chess. You know how to play chess. Yeah. Perhaps you have a cultural board game modeled after Monopoly, right?
In the thieves' tools, do they encompass all of the normal tools, or is it just literally just lockpicks?
So thieves' tools are going to be. It's mainly lockpick, small mirror, on a pole, like things that you would expect a lock picker to have.
Okay, I'm gonna go with that then.
No, you get that and the gaming set.
Oh, okay. So what I'm thinking right now is the gaming set.
Yes.
Okay. So can I pick anyone, or does it have to be something traditionally Tolkien?
No, again, let.
All right, so I'm gonna pick Go. I'm proficient in Go.
In Go? Is that Pokemon Go?
No, with the no, like the ancient Chinese game where you try to conquer the whole field by turning it your own color. Like one color is white, one color is black.
I feel
and
like
as you place,
Pokemon Go would be more entertaining.
dog, I'm definitely not doing Pokemon Go.
Duh, but you would be the master, duh. Gotta catch 'em all and all that shit.
I'd rather not, unless it takes me into the ladies' dressing room. Dog.
Good job,
I'm
B.
just looking for a Pikachu. Just looking for a
Just
Pikachu.
need that Pikachu, duh. That little electric mouse.
Ooh. No, they're so swingy, dog.
Oh, yes. Oh, so terrible.
Hey, here he is.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh,
No response.
No Biggle. Oh, Biggle.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, Biggle.
Oh, this is great, dog. This is gonna be the greatest thing ever.
So I can already tell we're gonna go through an entire campaign, and Swole will never figure out how to turn his mic on.
Good job, Swole.
That has to be the most important part of this whole story. and while we're playing the game, dog, it has to cut away to the scenes of him destroying the computer, punching it in the face, dog. This one has that is where table flipping is going to occur, dog.
Oh, duh. And just pure silence, duh. All you see is action. Oh, God.
That's horrible, dog.
Duh, it's so artistic, duh. You can play like some operatic music in the background, duh, and do the whole thing in slow motion. Duh. See,
we got to see it all work out, dog. This
oh
is
my
perfect,
God, duh. So haven't even gone on an adventure.
That's awesome.
Oh man, duh, you gotta love it. So Alex, have you had a chance to kind of look at the interface?
Not really.
Okay.
What's this?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it would work out having the two screens up on your phone or not, but.
Like I'm going back to the original website, but I don't know what's what.
Okay, so do you see essentially it's the player board with like the little icons on there and the chat window to the side?
Yes.
All right. So a quick rundown. The I guess the left side of the screen, the middle of the board, is going to be the play area. On the right, you have the chat window. At the top there should be what, 6 buttons. What you would primarily be focused on are the first 3 buttons. So it's the chat window, your journal, which will show you your character sheet, and then the third button is the information compendium. So anything you want to look up, you go there. You need like explanations, or you need to know what the hell is going on with your character. It's all under the compendium. But yeah, primarily the first 3 tabs are what we're going to be working with. And then everything else Beezy will be controlling.
Okay. And Beezy.
No, I don't think he can hear you. Oh, he's in time.
Oh man, this takes me back.
Actually very entertaining, just the little bit that we've done so far. So we haven't even started the game.
I'm already in an illicit love affair with Anastasia, dog. Her father apparently abused Henry, dog. It's the rival it's the rival family between, you know, me and her family. You know, it's getting pretty good already, dog.
All right. Good job, Skeezy.
Nah. When I tell you, dog, when I get that sweet tire on my fingers, dog, I just can't stop.
Okay,
oh, please stop.
Enjoy talking to you fellas. I'll see
you next time. God, so squishy.
Oh, dog, all that rubber tree.
We hear you, Swole.
Okay, I think I'm finally up and running.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's up, Diggle?
Gotta love Biggle.
What's going on, Biggle?
That's too much. So, what the hell's going on?
Welcome back, Easy.
Okay. So yes, Mike Scott, you were saying something about traditional family sets. No, it doesn't have to be Tolkien. What kind of game set would you like?
I'd like Go.
Go. Okay.
You could have gone with Pokemon Go, but I don't know why you just.
No, I could have gone with Pokemon Go, dog, but I told you the only way I want Pokemon Go, dog, is if it takes me into the ladies' dressing room, dog. Now, if that is an excuse for me using Pokemon Go, dog, maybe we can change it.
Pokemon.
Like, you don't want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
No, that's Pokemon the anime. We're talking about Pokemon Go here. Don't nobody want to do the Pokemon Go unless I'm seeing something.
I mean, you might see a wild Weedle, dog, and everybody loves the wild Weedle.
Why is it gotta be wild?
No, because if it's not wild, dog, it's in my Pokeball, dog.
Okay, I mean that's what it should be.
Don't nobody want no tame Weedle, dog. That shit sucks.
Okay, well, I think that's dynamite.
So we've got everybody except Leon now.
Hey, excellent.
Good job, Leon.
FSU girl.
FSU girl is so ready. Always, dog.
At all times. Alright, so. Alright, well, since we have the majority of folks here, let's go ahead and give a rundown of what it is that we're actually doing. We are going to play a tabletop role-playing game over the internet and hopefully provide Henry some entertaining material.
Ooh, yes.
So, the goal of this particular adventure, because that is what you all are. You are all members of what is called the Adventurers and Mercenaries University of the Kingdom of Thaloria.
Yeah. Floria. Yeah.
That's a
And so
DeLorean. We're going back in time.
Yeah.
DeLorean's here.
Deloria.
Why not kiss my Anthea?
But that's where my Scott's from. And so
Mm.
you must have missed that earlier.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So, but yes. So by some, happenstance, you all are dragonborn. These are anthropomorphic dragons. They're ant-sized creatures that breathe the elements. Like Scott breathes lightning. Alex, you breathe poison.
Yeah.
Adam, you breathe cone of cold.
So tasty.
Yes, yes.
It's minty fresh. Now, which ancestry did you end up with, Henry?
I am a half elf.
So you are not a dragon.
No, I chose to be something different.
All right.
Ooh.
Oh, what the hell? What the hell?
So Alex and Adam, now that you guys are actually in Roll20, on the right there's a window with some icons at the top of it. If you'll click on the icon that looks like a newspaper, that'll pull you to where your character sheet is. You'll go ahead and open up your character sheets.
Okay.
Ooh, journal.
Character sheet. Let's see. You've been to strange places and seen things that others cannot begin to fathom. Your occupation during your time in the wild was a forester. You grew up in the wild, far from civilization, in the comforts of town and technology. You witnessed the migration of herds, larger than forests, and killed the beast known as Mate Scott several times.
Is it bad if my journal is blank?
Oh shit.
Click on your name.
No. I didn't assign Swole. I didn't assign the character to you.
No, I'm dead.
Beezy, is that something you can do, or can I go ahead and do it?
Nah, go ahead and do it, man.
All right.
And again, once I get my new laptop power cord in, Amazon promises me it'll be here by Monday.
Ah, yes.
Yes, our let's use our overlord.
Whew. Okay.
So yes, as soon as yeah, so Alex, you are a Dragonborn warlock.
Okay.
Now,
Jesus.
a warlock is a unique spellcaster. They didn't learn and study for their magic like a wizard. They weren't born into it like a sorcerer. They don't get it through faith like a cleric or a druid. They get their magic through deals or what are called pact. And so you have made a pact with an otherworldly being. There are 3 types of beings in the base rules that you can make a pact with. One of them is a fiend, demon, a devil, some sort of lower. Option 2 is what's called a Great Old One. Great Old Ones are Cthulhu, creatures like that, beings of unimaginable otherness that exist beyond the realms of sanity. Finally, there's the Archfey. These are your royal fairies. Titania, Oberon, Pan, Prince of Winter, creatures like that. So, I guess your first decision is what kind of creature did you make a deal with?
Well, I guess I will have to go with the Fiend Bray Wyatt, Doug.
All right. So, your patron is, in fact, the Fiend Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
Come
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
on.
That is perfect. Now, the Warlock's main attack is something called Blast. It's a spell that you can cast repeatedly that creates beams of energy. So, your particular beams of energy, because of your fiendish strength, come out a stream of flies that pellet your.
You're breaking up. I can't hear you. Indeed.
Oh no.
All right, let's try that again. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So what I had said was your Eldritch Blast is a stream of firefly out your target.
I heard it was fire or something. Okay.
Your Eldritch Blast is a stream of fireflies.
Eldritch. These are the. Do they have these in the? Do they have these in the compendium?
What's that?
Just like the explanation for like what these things are.
It's in the player's handbook. I don't know if it's in the compendium because only the fiend should be in. So if you go to the compendium to classes, select Warlock. It'll give you a brief overview of the class itself. And then there's a feature for otherworldly patron, like the fiend. It takes you to that information.
Where do I find that?
All right, the icons at the top, the eye, that's your compendium.
Let's click it. Let's see, let's go back to that. Okay, so I'm on the eye. And where do I go to again?
You select classes.
Classes. Okay.
And then
Warlock. Okay.
And then this is just an overview of the class. You'll scroll down and it'll say otherworldly patron. You select the hyperlink for fiend, it should carry you to the fiend patron. So you do fire again.
So we review that.
Okay,
And then Adam, you're a ranger. So that's Aragon, or stout woodsman of some nature.
Ooh, Swole, you can be Legolas.
No legs.
You could also be the dragon version of Legolas. With your, flowing Silver Locks.
Ooh.
Yeah, right leg.
Ooh. Duh.
They have simple weapons.
That's all you need for that glorious mane.
Now, the background that was selected for your character is the hermit background. So, your character is aware that it's in a game, being controlled by beings beyond the comprehension of anyone else in the world.
Would it be dead, Poopy?
Okay.
Yes, gotta love it. Breaking the fourth wall.
All the time.
I'd rather break them walls.
That didn't be.
What? What?
The
Now, the ranger has an option to either focus on ranged combat or upfront melee. Do you have a preference?
Do we have an upfront character in our group?
Not really. You got Henry, and I don't know how much upfront he's going to be. But Alex is a squishy. Mike Scott's kind of squishy, and Leon's not here.
I guess we'll be upfront it is then.
Come the fuck on.
Dog, frontline ranger, dog. I'm all about this life.
So, typically with a ranger, if you're going to melee, it's dual wielding, so you'll use a weapon in your hand.
Okay.
So, when I go through and adjust the fighting style and things like that, I'll make sure that I give you everything that optimizes that. Now, rangers also get spells. And so, one spell that you're going to have is called Hunter's Mark. Alex, you need to listen to this too because you have a version of Hunter's Mark on X. So what this does is you cast it as you cast it, and then every time you attack the enemy that you target with this particular spell, they receive more damage moving forward. So it's basically like a mark.
Okay.
Excellent.
Now, each spell has a different secondary effect depending on which class is using it. So for Hunter's Mark, not only do you do that extra damage, but you know where that person is for as long as the spell lasts. For Hex, it's a situation where the person that you hex receives penalty to a particular check that you select. So if you were to hex someone and say you affect charisma, they become socially inept. Or if you curse dexterity, they become clumsy. Things like that.
Ooh. Alex, that would be good to cast on the bar wench.
Ooh.
That way she can
Gotta take that once out.
spill so much mead on the heaving breasts.
Game
Perfect for
time.
Chrissy Poo, dog.
No,
You
Chrissy
know what? I'll see
Poo.
you all later. Good night.
So, looking at the character sheets, you guys have 6 statistics that pretty much surmise your character in the world. Strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, charisma. Strength is your physical strength. Dexterity is hand-eye coordination, reflexes, and agility. Constitution is your health, your ability to withstand things, your endurance. Intelligence is intelligence. Wisdom is your intuitiveness, how you are with the world. It's also kind of charisma is your social. It's a social skill. Alex, it's also your spell casting. So your spells are based on your force of perception.
Come
Cult of personality, dog.
Hmm.
on. Yeah, love the coat.
So, all right. So looking at the backgrounds, each of your character sheets, you're going to have 2 traits, a bond, an ideal, and a flaw. So what these do is they kind of ground you in the world. I went over Mike Scott's and Henry's with theirs already to kind of flesh out campaign ideas and how to integrate a little bit of your background into the adventure itself. So I'd like to go through them with you guys now and kind of do the same process. So first and foremost, I need your character's primary motivation for why they're out here adventuring, why they go out and either solve people's problems or murder monsters or things of that nature to get you. For example, your cleric has loot and self-preservation as his 2 primary motivators. Self-preservation, primary, very, very close.
Mm-hmm.
So, what drives your character to do the things that they're going to do? Is it getting that sweet, sweet lucre? Is it power and prestige? Is it you just like to see things die?
You're next, Mike Scott.
Ooh. Ooh. So, like, Swole, I would imagine since you are also what you were chaotic. No, you were lawful evil, right?
I think that's right.
That is correct from what I see.
So,
And Alex is a neutral. He's true neutral.
yeah, I think Alex is the most good among us.
Yes, he is definitely the closest to a traditional hero in the group, which is funny because he's also the one that made a deal with the Fiend.
Way to go, Dot.
You gotta keep everybody on their toes. Oh man.
So, all right, Alex. So, looking at your character sheet, looking at the traits, what traits are listed there?
It says 5. I place no stock in wealthy or well-mannered folk. Money and manners won't save you from a hungry owlbear. 6. I'm
Right.
always picking things up, absently fiddling with them, and sometimes accidentally breaking them.
Okay. So what these are these are traits that your character is that they have. So that when you're playing your character, remember these traits, and they kind of influence how your character interacts with the world. So looking at your first trait, you know, you don't get stock in with the money, which is kind of interesting because Mike Scott's a noble.
You're going down, Mike Scott.
Perfect. And then your second trait is something that, during social interactions, things like that, your hands are always busy moving around. And, sometimes you create a social faux pas when you break something.
Okay.
So, interesting. All right, now let's look at your bond.
Okay, bond. I will bring terrible wrath down on the evildoers who destroyed my homeland.
All right. So, this is very interesting because you have the destroyed homeland.
Ah, yes. Well, Republicans, here I come.
Hey.
All right. So, is the destruction of your homeland what prompted you to form a pact with the Fiend.
That's what I'm gonna say. Yes.
Ooh.
All right. So you will engage in less than moral activities to get your revenge.
Yeah, that
All right.
pretty much describes
Um,
Alex.
Now, who destroyed your home? Was it a complete destruction, or is there a remnant refugee populace out
Let's go the complete destruction, Doug.
there? All right. So you're the last scion of your the last of your peoples.
There can only be one.
All right. And do you know who destroyed your homeland, or are you looking for information on who destroyed it?
Looking for information.
Those murderous trolls.
So that pretty much is a great motivating factor for you. Entice interest to information about that which you seek. So, all right, now let's look at your ideal.
Change. Life is like the seasons in constant change, and we must change with it. Chaotic.
All right, so you have some chaotic tendencies.
Yeah.
You are a believer in change and a proponent of change. You are not a fan of the current system.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of fits in because the current ruling body of this particular campaign is a magocracy. This is a group of learned scholars who happen to be very powerful in the magical arts. You, being a person who attained your abilities in a less than traditional way, would definitely not support. So
Ooh.
you said, let's go Republican.
We got conflict.
All right, and finally, we are going to come to your flaw.
And one, I am too enamored of ale, wine, and other intoxicants.
All right. Well, that one is pretty self-explanatory.
Well, yeah. All right, well. Gotta love that liquor.
All right. Now, let's take a look through. You may have some other proficiency. You're going to have a language that you'll need to select. So what we're going to do is you're going to have your languages be common, which is a language everybody speaks. It's the equivalent to English in the most places in America. You speak English.
Fuck yeah, we all speak American.
It's the closest
¿Qué pasa?
comic, the language of dragons and lizard people. And we're going to go ahead and give you Infernal.
Ooh.
Which is language of.
All right. Okay. Anybody there?
Yeah.
Still here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Am I supposed to be doing something?
No. Yes.
Yeah. Did you catch what I said about languages?
You said you were adding something.
Infernal, the language of the Fiends.
Okay. All right.
So you see your skill list.
Let's see, skill list.
So that's going to be on the left side of your character sheet.
Okay, the strength, dexterity, all that stuff.
Underneath that.
To the right of that, in that next column, it'll say skills, and then everything above it, it starts with like acrobatics.
I see the acrobatics and stuff, but it doesn't say. Oh, okay, there it is. It's at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
So the ones that have a check mark in it means that you are proficient in those skills. You receive some sort of training or practice with those skills. Now, for your Outlander origin, was something selected for you?
Yes.
What was selected?
If we're still talking about under the skills, it has
No. So I'm going back to the background, over to the right, or it might be at the top. Henry, do you know exactly where his Outlander type is, or his Outlander origin?
That should be under the bio character backstory section.
See Outlander, I guess.
Going back to bio.
I think I did. I think I dropped it in there. I might not have.
I don't see anything under bio.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and give you an option. As an Outlander, you grew up in the wilds, away from civilization. You're more comfortable out in the woods. I guess that's as a result of all the time you spent escaping the ruin of your people, trying to make it to civilization. Spent many years out in the woods. That's how you learned how to swim and climb and things like that, which is shown in your athletics proficiency. And you also learn some basic survival skills, as is shown by your survival. You are proficient in a type of musical instrument. What type of instrument would you like to be proficient in?
Ooh, the ukulele.
Why?
The lamest of all.
Dog.
Yeah, but it's so jovial.
Why?
Right.
Oh my
So
god.
you have a ukulele.
That's great, dog.
Oh man. Let's see. Well, let's go with the drums.
What?
No,
Why?
I was gonna say I had already written that down.
Yes, ukulele over drums, dog. Please.
Okay, ukulele it is then.
How the fuck are you gonna walk around with a set of drums, dog?
Oh
Just
man,
had a little.
so physical.
Got the little, small little bongo drums that he plays.
All right.
Oh, he'd be like in the band. He had the strap on.
Exactly.
That's great.
They'd be like Nick Cannon and Drumline, bro.
Boo.
Nick Cannon, dog. He's hilarious, dog. I love Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon's hilarious.
Yeah. Still don't know how the hell, dog. You strike out with Mariah Carey, dog. All you have to do is sit there and shut the hell up, dog.
Yeah, but that's asking Nick Cannon to shut the hell up.
God damn it.
Oh, all right. So, as far as the type of Outlander you are, there are certain origins that kind of define your background. So, a couple of the options are bounty hunter, pilgrim, guide, or trapper.
Let's go with the trapper.
All right, so you're a trapper.
He's in the trap, baby.
Count.
All right. So, do you mainly trap small game, or do you set larger traps for predator?
Oh, we gotta get the predator.
Not the predator.
Well,
Who better than the predator?
Gonna get Roy in as a
That's good, Tom.
The most dangerous game.
Oh man.
Switching gears real quick, and we're going to look at. Do you guys have names for your characters yet? I know that there are things written on the character sheet. Please feel free to change those. Unless you just want to be called Big Al and.
Biggles in the house.
Everybody loves Biggle. You guys, it's Big Al, obviously.
Are you sure? Because that's not how it's seen.
It definitely reads Biggle.
Oh, that was hilarious.
You are listed as a hermit, sir, for your background. Now, we've already discussed how one part of your hermitage, your life of seclusion, resulted in you coming to the realization that you know that you're in a game being controlled by an unfathomable being who's sitting around playing a game with his friends.
We need at least one Deadpool in the group.
The question then becomes, why did you seek seclusion in the first place? Was it forced upon you, or did you just wander out one day, sick and tired of it?
I just hate people.
That is an acceptable answer. And the fact that you know all of them don't really exist is fantastic. So, let's look at your traits. What traits do we have listed on that character sheet?
These are personality traits.
Yes.
Okay, I have I connect everything that happens to me to a grand cosmic plan, and I often get lost in my own thoughts and contemplation, becoming oblivious to my surroundings.
That's so perfect.
So,
found a quarter on the ground.
So, as you contemplate the great lie that is existence for you, you often become oblivious to your surroundings. But of course, because you're, one of the main characters in this story, you know everything in the world revolves around you and you. So let's look at the ideal.
Okay, I have power, solitude, and contemplation are paths toward mystical or magical power, in quotations, or in a parentheses, evil.
Oh, yes. So, your ideal is power. You like power, would like to seek out power. Power is one of your motivators.
Okay.
And you believe that uh, by being in solitude and contemplation, that leads you towards power. It's how you obtain your spells because you realize that as you level up, you get more access to magic. Despite not actually studying it or coming across it, it just magically appears for you.
Gotta love being part of a game.
And then it's all about the
Right.
game and how you play it.
Bring it and take it.
So let's look at your bond.
Nothing is more important than the other members of my hermitage, order, or association.
All right. So that's going to bring us to the group. I would like to begin the game with your characters already knowing each other. I know this is going to take a little bit of fun out of it because that way you guys don't accidentally or on purpose kill each other upon first meeting.
Oh, damn it.
I have seen this happen many times. It's always why I do like to start with the group already having been formed. So this adventuring party is the coalition.
Hey.
So based on your levels, you have 2 upperclassmen and 2 freshmen. To the adventuring society, that is the adventurers and mercenaries. So for that bond, your association is the other PCs. It's the other people that are played by people that you're playing with. So that's Alex's character, Henry's character, Mike Scott's character, and maybe Leon's character. It's going to depend on
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Now, your flaw.
I am dogmatic in my thoughts and philosophy. Those with 2 Y's.
Ooh, it's extra philosophical.
So, feel free to come up with your own list of taboos and personality tics that are part of your dogma that have led you to be the 4th wall breaker, including the breaking of the 4th wall or 5th wall in some instances.
Ooh, yes.
Speaking of 5th wall, anybody watch WandaVision yet?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, not yet.
I gotta watch it later. Sorry about the side.
They end up killing everybody in the entire show. It was amazing. Just like one giant explosion. Like Michael Bay walks on like from off screen. It's just like doing the Michael Jackson Shimon.
So, yes, cannot wait for you guys to become a ABC.
Ooh. I want shit blowing up everywhere for no reason, dog. It's like the
That's
horse.
what Bayard of Michael is all about, man.
At least like one horse, dog. Just like in the middle of town, dog. Just blow that shit up.
Dog, with the push TNT, dog.
With the push TNT, dog. You must have somebody walking away from him in slow motion.
Oh,
No, that's great. Dog.
when someone shows up with a bucket of C4,
No, this is gonna be awesome.
Is that anything like the barrel of marmalade, or what is it Jack A was ordering from Sam's Club?
Desk of Cheez-Its.
The desk of Cheez-Its.
damn it, Justin.
Oh,
A drum of jelly.
duh,
An oil drum.
the measurements. Like, where are you getting the measurements from? Oh man.
Hammock of cake.
Everybody loves the hammock of cake.
Oh, dear Lord.
That's so tasty.
You can eat and rest at the same time. Who doesn't want that?
It's goddamn the Luther all over again.
Woo! That goes down so good. But god damn, that itis.
So, yes. So that's basically Dungeons and Dragons. These characters that you guys have will be inserted into a world that I present to you. You will then go forth on adventures. It's going to roughly align with the very first Final Fantasy. So you'll begin in the Protectorate of the Adventurers and Mercenaries University of Valoria, which is housed in the capital of the Southern District of the Earth Kingdom.
Yeah.
Also within the capital, there's another protectorate, the Valorian Sentinels University. These are state-sanctioned adventurers that are privileged within the capital.
Yeah.
If the monk shows up, he is a sentinel.
Yeah.
So, does that mean that there are as far as the adventuring quest, there are people that get better quests than other people, or is it just that these people enjoy some sort of benefit when they're out there questing? Like, what does it mean to be privileged as a
they would receive prime adventures or adventures that offer prime rewards. They may also receive slightly easier paths to advancement, things of that nature.
Okay.
They have the full support of the Mage Army.
Unlike us, who do not. We're our role in this is not all of our role, but I guess our role in general is in one that is in service to this magetocracy or whatever, but we're not a part of it. And even me, who is a noble, I'm not part of it. I'm just my family helps to line the pocket.
So you're from the Northern Earth Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
So you're here because of your secret.
Okay.
The 2.5 is not a secret.
No, it was a secret until Anastasia told everybody.
King in the North. Good job, Mike.
So that is why you were attending the Adventurers and Mercenaries University.
No, it's nothing to be ashamed of. But it kind of is.
I'm not ashamed of it at all, dog. It's not a secret at all, except for nobody should know, or I'll kill them.
Good job, dog.
No, but how? So if my secret is banging Anastasia, then how is that a secret? If how did I come into having a relationship with her if her father was the one who beat Henry, but at the same time now we're in a different place?
Well, if you remember, her father, who is a merchant noble, also travels a lot.
I see. Okay.
And so he has been many places and may have many fingers and pies.
Okay.
But yes, your secret left, and you petitioned to attend university in the South to broaden your horizons and prospects. and to forge a better bond with the neighboring kingdom.
Now, I have a question. So, how much of this self lore do I need to know, and how much of it really is only relevant to the story that you're making?
A little bit of both. So, this stuff helps me build the adventure by tying your character into it. It can also serve as motivation for your character to do certain things. Like you may accept a quest because you can't get your tire that night.
Sweet tire. Okay.
This game's going up in flames.
Oh, what's wrong? It's not because 2.5 got work.
Okay.
Oh God,
I enjoy your tire, dog.
So much burnt rubber.
Oh God. Burnt rubber puts me in the mood for a backyard burger.
Worst burgers ever.
Can I just kill myself?
Oh man!
Yes.
This is why I hate people, dog.
That is why you hate people. Exactly.
Oh my God.
I sure hope you're the one that burned down my village.
Oh, so awful.
Well, it depends on what you did, dog.
I do not get it.
So, as we are having you guys together at the beginning of this, let's go over how you guys met and how your characters agreed to adventure together. So, Henry, you're kind of the crux. As the upperclassman, you're kind of the bridge between the guy who doesn't give a shit about anything because why? And the underclassmen.
I feel like this is just a way to have fun in what I would consider a boring or a not so exciting setting. The people that I have tried to connect with before all seemed like they were about the straight and narrow. They treated me like I was just your typical goody two shoes cleric, and I did not appreciate people always seeing me that way. I'll say it wasn't until this group of adventurers that they started to not treat me like the typical cleric that I decided this is a good group to go out and do some shit with.
Okay. All right. Now, as you and Adam are the upperclassmen, we'll say that you two have had an adventure together already. There's some, small past request that you two completed. Adam's character would have recognized you as another player character. However that went, whatever you think of his meta-analysis. But you guys cleared out a rat's den together.
Okay.
So now, Adam, with your particular meta-knowledge, when you see other people that you recognize as the world literally revolves around them, how do you respond to that?
I would just say I guess I would just be cautious of them, but still want to get to know them to use that to my advantage.
Okay. And so, like, these people literally stand out in the crowd. Like, these people are, like, you know that there are beings that are controlling them just in your. And so, all right. All right. So, yes, Alex and Mike Scott, you guys have come on to this adventuring campus to learn your skills and kind of perfect your trades, seeking out knowledge. And so, while learning the ropes of what this adventuring lifestyle is, um, you guys have kind of come under the tutelage of an upperclassman, or a couple of upperclassmen. One a cleric, ranger. Just so happens that three of you are dragonborn in this particular setting. So, yeah. So at that point, this is where we would actually start to begin the game. When we actually do that, you guys hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
No, you can hear.
All right. So when we actually begin, what'll happen is it's going to be at a point where you're going to be presented with the quest that's going to start your first. Again, just like Final Fantasy, it's going to be a princess fetch quest. There's a princess that needs rescuing. You guys will be doing the rescuing for a particular reason. So now that we know that loot and information and more loot tend to be primary factors in this, you're going to rescue a princess for a prize.
Yeah, because we don't want her for her. We want stuff.
Right. Exactly. And so that's going to be the quest when we begin.
What is my relationship to the people who's giving me the quest, or the people who are collect the reward from? Like, are these people who I might respect? Are these people who I'm inclined to not respect? Are these people who,
So
I don't really?
it's the lead administrator for the university. He's the quest giver.
Little Charlie Toomer.
And so it may or may not be a caricature of Humphreys.
I
By
mean,
the time we roll around,
we gotta have the drunk president of the university, dog.
We're taking
Okay,
everybody's
so
money.
I'm neutral on him. So this is not somebody I'm gonna be trying to set as a mark where it's like, okay, I'm in the long con and I'll do this little thing just to get in his good graces until he turns around and then I'm gonna rob him blind. This is not a situation like that. This is somebody who I'm neutral on. I'm trying to get to know better something.
yeah, this is someone who has a position of power, and how you feel about people in power may dictate how you feel about him. But this is definitely an administrator, the administrator for the place where you're learning your craft, where you're honing your skills.
And because I'm a different class than everybody else, are they literally teaching me in the ways of my class, or are they just teaching me how to quest?
A little bit of both. You have opportunities to seek out mentors to learn particular skills or specialties, which as you level up, you will actually pick a specialization for your class. Um, Alex and Henry have already selected theirs, as they do that at first level. Rogues get their specialization at third. Um, but that dictates what kind of cleric Henry is. He's a life cleric. It dictates what kind of warlock Alex is. He's a fiend warlock. Um, and so you'll become a particular type of rogue uh, once you reach third level.
Okay.
And so base options are assassin, thief, and oh, arcane trickster.
Okay. I guess I'll find out about that when it's time for me to level up, right?
Yeah, as
Or
you
should I be
progress,
researching that right now?
you may want to look at it, but again, as I'm presenting the material, as you're interacting with the world, like as you're meeting the NPCs and developing your interaction, you'll come across people that are offering like certain things. So you're like, oh, that's a possibility. If you wanted further information about it, you seek out that NPC to get information about it. Like if you wanted to know that an arcane trickster is somebody who gets a limited spell selection, but they're able to use illusion spells and enchantment spells uh, while still being a rogue.
Okay.
Now, Adam, as an upperclassman and a ranger, you have a choice for your, I think it's called a path, or it'll be on your character sheets. Henry has it listed as a choice.
For path, you said?
Wait, what's it called? It is called your archetype. At third level, it says Ranger archetype. At third level, you choose an archetype that you strive to emulate under Beastmaster.
Oh, I'm a Ranger archetype, third level. Yes.
Yes. So does it have the archetype listed? Does it say either Hunter or Beastmaster?
No, it does not.
All right. Do you want an animal sidekick?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Oh, Doc, you can have the fucking cat on your cell phone again. Come on! Duh. You can summon the cat from your cell phone whenever you need your animal friend.
Not really.
Duh. What's up, dog? Would you rather Farvel, dog? Nobody likes Farvel.
Okay, cat it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. So let's see.
Done. Then maybe you can turn him into Battle Cat when you hold your sword up high.
So, your animal companion is a medium-sized creature. Now, medium-sized is, human size. So, if it's a cat, what kind of big cat do you want?
You definitely gotta go lion.
All right.
Duh. You had the opportunity to go with the Puma, duh.
Ooh, the Puma.
What about the cougar, dog?
Let's go with the
No,
house
I'll
cat,
pass.
dog.
I'll
Go with the
pass.
house cat. You always believe in Izzy, dog. If Izzy can scare the hell out of Mike Scott,
That is a very good point.
What, dog?
Nah, I'll stick with the lion, dog. Bring Izzy in later.
oh man, that was too funny. Dang it, Mike Scott.
How are you scared of a house cat, dog?
Oh, Izzy can be very intimidating.
So ferocious.
Jesus.
Oh man, that's good stuff. I wish I had that recorded.
And Izzy's old. It'd be one thing if Izzy was like a young cat. Izzy's like 14.
It's the old ones you got to watch out for.
Man.
So, what I would like at this point, if you guys don't mind, to just take a look at your character sheets. What questions do you have about the sheet and how it works? What's on?
Just a question.
Yes. Is
Um,
everyone familiar with what AC is?
I don't even see AC.
is
That's
that armor
AC
class?
on the character sheet. That
yeah.
is armor class.
Okay.
So that's how hard it is to
Oh.
hit you.
So I kind of had a question on
Yes.
the left side. The what is this? The tool proficiencies and custom skill box.
Yes.
What is that for? Because I couldn't figure
That
out.
is for tool proficiency. So you can add in skills that aren't listed or proficiencies that aren't listed on the skills. If you're proficient in alchemist supplies or leather workers tools or glass blowers tools or any artisan, you can list it there and have your proficiency bonus.
I see.
So if you're proficient at burning up tater tots and almost burning down a house,
Ooh.
God.
That,
Okay.
that needs to go under
I was
proficiencies.
exhausted. Okay. I was exhausted.
you almost killed your entire family.
No, they were spry. They were on the bunt. There was no issue. There was no issue.
The tater tot, son.
Whatever.
Transformers playing in the
Transformers.
The fucking tater tots.
Chicken took a lot out of me, dog.
Ooh.
I could see if it was Chubby's chicken, Dad.
Ooh, with the loaded fries.
Ooh.
Well, Wendy's used to have pretty good chicken. I don't know what the hell's happened to them recently.
They got too expensive, and like the chicken wings, they went from the mutant size to like the anemic size chicken wings, dog. Like you can't go from one extreme to another, dog. There has to be like some middle ground in there. They just skipped all that shit.
All right, Beezy, I got a question. So on the left, it has a copy of some of the skills that are in my saving throws. So, like for example, it has strength 2, just like in the saving throws. It's the same thing as the saving throws on as the roll on the absolute left, but inside of the circle there it has 15. So is 15 what my actual stats is, and it's being boosted by 2 additional two bonus things in strength? Is that what that means?
More time, I lost everything.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Once more.
So on the all right. So the left hand side, all the way to the left hand side.
All the way to the left hand side.
There's these boxes that have the same names as the savings throw. The strength, dexterity, constitution, but in the saving throws box, it just has a number, like 2 or 4 or 0. All the way on the left hand side, it has those same numbers, like 2 or 4 or 0, whatever, but then it has a little circle inside that has another number. So what I'm asking is the number that is in the saving throws and the number that's in the main box, are those the bonus stats? And the number in the little circle, is that the actual number of that stat? So for example, I have 2 strength. Is that 2 strength, 2 bonus strengths that leads me to have 15? Like for example, if I didn't have those 2, but I had 10 strength instead of having 15, and the 2 in there is a representative of the bonus number?
I got what you're asking. All right. So the big number is your bonus. it is generated by your little man. Your strength is 15. That's with a strength bonus of. Your strength bonus is applied to anything that you're trying to use strength to accomplish. If you're using a, big ass axe to try to hit somebody, you're going to try to use your strength to do that. If you're trying to swim, that's an athletic strength, strength based. So you would roll something and add your strength bonus to it.
Okay, so I see dexterity in the savings throws, but my dexterity has 4 in the saving throws, but it only has 2 on the left-handed side.
Yes.
On the most left-handed side.
So saving throws. You are proficient in certain saving throws. Proficiency gives you a bonus based upon your level. Currently, all of you have a proficiency bonus of +2. You're proficient in dexterity saving throws. And I believe intelligence saving throws, which should give you a bonus. That saving throw?
Yeah, I got intelligence saving throws.
Yes. So you're proficient in dexterity saving throws and intelligence saving. So that means that as you level up, your proficiency bonus increases, but your skill in that particular saving throw increases.
Okay. And as we discussed before, I have negative wisdom.
Yes.
I don't want to change that now because of Heart of the Cards, but I do eventually want to steer my character towards having more wisdom. Is that going to be an option for me? Is that going to be something that I can?
It most certainly is.
Okay.
All right. So at level 4, there is something called an ability score increase. With this, you can increase one ability by 2 points, thus giving your bonus a 1 increase. So you can add a +2 to your 8 wisdom to increase 10, which will take your -1 bonus to
0. Okay.
Gotta aim for the 0, Mike Scott.
Gotta aim for the 0, dog. Choices were made. And what's the inspiration about?
So, inspiration, it's a mechanic that I, as a dungeon master, use. Basically, when your character plays to the things we went over today, your traits, your bonds, your ideals, and your flaws. When you role play through those, or when you do things inspired by these things, I know occasionally will give you an inspiration for doing something particularly well or something particularly entertaining. What you can do is you can have one inspiration at a time. You can take this inspiration and use it to give yourself advantage on a save, or an attack, or some other check.
All right.
And then BZ, the death saves box. What?
So, death saves. All right. So you all see your HP, your hit points?
Yeah.
That's, it's hit points, guys. That's the amount of damage you can take before you reach 0. When you reach 0, you become unconscious, and you begin dying. When you're dying, you make a death saving throw. Roll a d20 or press the little button, and it'll generate a number between 1 and 20. 10 or higher, you're good. 9 or lower, you fail to save.
So
3 saves.
Is it permadeath, or is it we drag your dead body to a necromancer and have them resurrect you?
Again, it's you die for the purposes of you would have to be resurrected to come back.
Ooh.
You don't
now. Do any of us have reses like with Henry?
Oh,
as a cleric?
He's not that powerful yet.
Oh, dog. But when I get there, I'm going to hold it over your head.
Resurrection I'll let you know now, is prohibitively expensive. It requires diamonds of really ridiculous value.
Ooh, so y'all damn sure better not die when I'm not prepared for it.
It is not a cheap or frequent experience, but it is possible through questing or personal power gain. Which request me.
Ooh. Dot.
Yeah, so keep you away from the ale wine.
Dot. Would it be possible to have Adam as the one that knows about our hit points? Like he recognizes that, Mike Scott only has like 10 hit points or whatever.
I actually have 8. That's even worse.
Oh, I love it. That's wonderful, Dot.
Hey man, you're not a wizard with a make one con. You'll be all right. Those suffer.
Okay. And then one more question, BZ.
Yes.
On I guess like the bio page, uh, anything that we put in here, like, is this just to help us keep up with what's going on during the adventure?
There's
Or
actually a notes section. Although if you're going to keep notes, I would recommend like a notepad. So that because Roll20 really doesn't do note taking that well. But the bio is supposed to be like your personal background information. A lot of players write backgrounds for their characters. Sometimes they'll put them there, or they'll put like a quick bullet point list of things that they want to keep fresh for their character, or things that they want forward for their character. Something like that.
gotcha.
If you want to use it as a note taking apparatus, that's fine. But it will fill up quickly. I will generate handouts that you can edit in the journal page. That way you can have a couple of different note taking things. Who would like to be the keeper of the loot?
Ooh.
As in the person that keeps track of the things that I say when I start giving out treasure. When I say, all right, you guys get 300 gold pieces.
Oh, okay. So this is not necessarily somebody taking all the loot and then passing it out.
No, this is just the person who's keeping track of the loot.
Damn.
I mean, I feel like that should be me as far as characters go. I mean, because I am, in the banking guild, so I feel like that probably should be me.
All right.
After we trust to kill him.
Yes.
Is this something? Do I need to keep a physical account of this while we're going through? Like, have a notebook specifically for this, so that.
What I'll do is I'll give generate a handout that you can edit in the journal, so you can edit your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a handout or something, and it'll just be group loot. Then as I give you write it in there, so record for
Okay, so it would be easy for me to have that handout pulled up on the left-hand side while I'm still watching the gaming board or whatever.
What browser do you?
What browser do I use?
Yes.
Okay, so I use Mozilla, but my operating system is Linux, so sometimes our Mozilla is not the same as the Windows. Like it won't be the most current one, but it's gonna be Mozilla.
I got you. Okay. So basically with that, what you're gonna want to have is your windows popped up, and just have them as different windows, because you can't do them as tabs. Chrome, you can do them as tabs.
Okay. So when I press the when I press the two squares in front of each other, that makes it a window. So then just have windows for the stuff, so I can just pull it up whenever you call out loot or whatever, and then just go back to
Yeah, because ideally you'll have the main page with the map and your character icons, the chat box and everything there in one window. Then you'll have your character sheet in another window, those of you using Chrome, and another tab. And even if you're in that window, when you press the macro, it generates in the chat. And then you can have your journal entries and handouts that I'll give out, things like that, open and other things. All right, going for a last couple of things. Final Fantasy 1, elemental alignments, things like that. Went over this earlier. I'm gonna run through it again. Mike, we're looking at you with the water element. Alex, you'll be earth. Adam, you're going to be air, and Leon was supposed to be fire, but I guess the Morning Lord will inherit the mantle of flame.
I mean, I can also do hard if Leon does show up at the last minute. Everybody needs my tea.
I was going to go with light versus 6. But, you know, like I said, you can do 5 flame spitter.
Okay, all right.
So if I am the representative of the water, like element, but my ancestry gives me power over lightning, do I have powers to mix the two, or
potentially,
or is it not really work like that?
No, actually, bronze dragons in the lore of the game have spell-like abilities that allow them to control weather.
Oh shit.
So, yeah. Water breathing is also there, an amphibious creature.
Okay. And does me being a dragon, I mean, clearly I have high stealth skills, but I mean, I would imagine being a dragon, I'd be pretty heavy. Is that like not really matter at all? Like,
it doesn't
am
make
I
a
still
difference.
just like,
yeah, you're just as stealthy. Yeah. I've seen a 7-foot tall rock man sneak past 6 people wearing a loincloth and some boots. So
gotta love it. Okay.
So Mike Scott, the challenge has been set forth. She must go.
I already have so many ideas in my head, dog. So the thieves can't. I was reading up on that, and it's essentially me being able to talk in codes to people. Will I know before I start speaking to somebody whether or not they can use thieves can't as well, or I just have to guess? I see.
With your wisdom, probably not. Your intuition's not great, but you're practiced enough to know that you might slip an innocuous term in a beginning conversation, and if somebody responds in a certain way, you know that they speak your language.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, weather's hot today. Yeah, man. Damn, Red Robin's running around crazy. Oh, what that means is, Red Robins are a particular mark amongst pickpockets.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know that, knowing thieves can't. Someone else be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Or, there's the particular bird in this area that happens to flock in the
heat. Okay. And is because it said something about it, while I'm communicating in thieves can't, it takes me 4 times longer to communicate something. So is it like on a turn basis where it's like I communicate this thing on 4 turns or 4 rolls? Okay.
Potentially. If you're doing it in a pressured environment or in a skill challenge, yes. Normally, no, it just means that it's a longer conversation.
Okay.
Like normally, if you could, tell somebody to, jump over the fence, instead of telling them that, you gotta talk around that shit for 5 minutes, and then they realize, oh shit, I gotta jump over the fence.
Mm.
So,
and your role is to create the world. Our role is to determine how we walk through the world.
essentially, I present the world. I play every character who's not a player character. So I will be the quest giver. I will be the rescued princess. I will be the villain who kidnapped said princess. I will be the snarling wolves and the braying asses that you ride. I'm everybody else, including the heaving bosom barmaid.
Oh, so much heaving.
Okay.
And so I present you the world, you interact with it. So, for example, when we begin, you'll be on a quest. I'll describe the dungeon that you go into, or the buildings that you have to enter to search for your quest end goals. You enter into a small hovel looking for information. That's on the outskirts of the campus. That's a smallish building. I give you a physical description. I'll try to include some auditory and olfactory. I'll try to make it as immersive as possible. Uh, and so then you'll look around. You'll make investigate checks. Uh, Depending on what you find, that will lead you somewhere else. You'll travel there, and then you may have an encounter with something, like you would in a Final Fantasy game. It just pops up out of nowhere. I don't know. Could be something in the soil.
Ooh, we step in a pile of imp shit by mistake, and they're super upset
So,
that, yeah.
for game one, I'll have a map of the area you'll be questing through. I'll also have a couple of dungeon maps where your icons from the main page can move around and you can see battle position, which with this group I fully expect combat.
Duh. I'd like to think we can get through any encounter using only our words.
No, this is true, dog.
Yeah, well, Mike Scott is quite
As
persuasive.
And there you go. Mike
dog, and
Scott.
not only that, dog. I'm pretty sure if I level up enough, dog, I'll have access to the sexy jutsu, dog.
The sexy jutsu, dog, gets you out of any situation that involves old
Yes,
perverted men.
that is your ninja do. I can make
Yes.
that happen, Mike Scott.
The ideas are percolating.
You have to, Mike Scott. At this point, you threw it out there. You got to do it.
So
no, but
the game is limited by your imagination. We're playing make believe with dice, essentially.
okay.
But we're here to tell a story. That's why we're having this session 0 to kind of get everybody familiar with the characters that they'll be playing. Because it's not just this isn't a Diablo clone. We're not just going to run through dungeons and hack and slash. It's going to be RP role playing with NPCs and amongst each other. That way, I believe that Henry's goal is to generate a story for this. Yes.
Oh yes.
And so, yeah.
This is essentially the world through the eyes of the coalition.
And so, yeah. So again, this is session 0. This is the setup. This is where we get the basics in. The first session, we'll run through combat mechanics. That way, you guys can familiarize yourselves how that pillar of to go over another point again, real quick. There are 3 pillars to the game, as described in the book. You have the social pillar, the exploration pillar, and the combat pillar. Your character performs well in different pillars depending on skill selection, class selection, things like that. Alex, as a warlock, you're pretty good in both social and the combat. You'll make some choices later on that either strengthen one of those two or opens up exploration for you.
Excellent.
Adam, as a ranger, exploration is your strongest pillar, followed by combat, and of course, social is not the ranger's forte.
Yeah.
Cool.
So at least 3
Except
flip
with
tables.
your lion.
Ooh. And at least 1 eaten baby.
Ooh.
No, the other white meat.
Hmm.
Do not eat this part. Eating babies. I need to know this.
I'll just throw it out there. The count might get kind of high.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
if we need one, then so be it.
Oh man.
Okay. So, I will let you know the for outrageousness in games that I've been involved with is kind of high. So feel free to, express yourselves however you feel, guys. Um, but try to, you know, play the character as you would as that character would do things. Alex, you're a woodsman. You're really not comfortable in an urban environment. Are you becoming more comfortable with it now that you're in this particular setting, or do you just want to go out and trap beaver?
So wait, matey, land home.
Yes, Alex. Go trap that beaver, dog.
Ooh, gotta get the beaver.
That shaved beaver.
Mm-hmm.
So BZ.
Yeah.
Essentially, we're in the Matrix, and you're, Agent Smith in the machine, correct?
I'm the architect, the oracle, the machine, Morpheus. Oh no, you guys would be Morpheus, Trinity. Yeah, I'm everybody that's not the crew
Okay.
in the first Matrix.
Gotcha. So, are you with your DMing? Are you making it up as you go, or is it like you have like a final thing in mind when you're doing it?
So there is an overarching story that Henry was kind enough to provide me the skeleton for, and I'll be fleshing it out through the game. So I'll be setting the NPCs and the adversaries in their own windows and things like that. As you guys are using your character sheets, I'll have NPC sheets to interact with as well. And so I'm the referee because I adjudicate the rules. I just happen to play the adversaries. I'm not in adversarial role. Like I'm not playing against you guys.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
in general, so in general, while you present the situation, we literally create how we overcome the situation, and then using our stats and whatever, you determine whether or not we can or can't do whatever it is that we just randomly said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like if you want to ninja backflip into the fight,
ooh,
it's an acrobatics check. Make an acrobatics check. To ninja backflip into the fight, it might be kind of hard. That might be a DC 15. So you need a 15 or higher on your result. Okay. So you roll your acrobatics check. And again, as you level up, you become more powerful. And these things that used to be difficult or happen, one every 3 times that you tried it, not only happens every time, but now you're, doing hand back springs, roundhouse kicking motherfucker.
Okay.
And then how does it work with other PCs? So, like, if Swole knows that there are other adventurers being controlled, I'd imagine they would operate different from NPCs.
Well, They essentially do, because again, you guys are the catalyst for the world. Like it's your stories that are being told. Like when the NPCs aren't present, what are they doing? They're just off. And so it's your story that's being told. So yeah, you guys stand out, especially for Adam, who is aware of the Matrix as
well.
All right. So what if we don't agree with what the rest of the questing party says? What if the questing party says, okay, well, we're going to explore this dungeon, and I'm like, well, you guys go ahead and explore. I'm gonna look around, the back, and I'll join you later. Like, how is that represented in the game? Because we won't all be on the same map, or is that not allowed to like?
Yes. All right. So there's a couple of tenets of the game, social etiquette as well. One of them is typically don't split the party. However, if you guys are set on, pursuing different things over different times, then what will happen is I'll bounce back and forth. Like I'll move your character to one map and move their characters to the second, and then I'll interact with them for so you'll listen, character happy. Then I'll bounce to you, run you for a couple of minutes. They'll be aware of what's happening to you, but their characters will not. Although Adam's character is unique in the fact that he's actually be aware of what's happening with you. That's when he'll go into his oblivious state.
So is there any place in the website where we can read those like base rules? Like, because you mentioned like in general you're not supposed to split the party. Like, is there any like base sort of?
You can Google Dungeons and Dragons social rules or being a good player, stuff like that. It just gives you typical just things that you pick up after playing the game. Don't split the party comes from the fact that if you split the party, then the party is weaker. So if I have something planned for the four of you, and now it's you looking at it, it may kill
you. Okay. And what rule set do we read? Is this the 3rd edition?
This is actually the 5th edition of Dungeons and
Dragons. Okay.
I have a PDF of the player's handbook. I can put a hyperlink in the Roll20 forum tomorrow. That way you can have a PDF of the handbook. Also, the basic rules are available through Blizzard's website. They're free source rules, unless they're available. It's not the full player's handbook. There are options that aren't present, but it does give you all of the rules to play the game.
Yeah, so don't be an a-hole, Mike Scott.
No, I won't, dog. I'm gonna go along to get along, dog. Unless you get on my bad side.
But again, it's a situation to where I've split parties before. So if you guys want to go off on your own mini adventures, by all means, take advantage.
So then, is it more common to split the party when they're out adventuring? Is it more common to do it while they're
all right, so 5th edition has something called downtime. Downtime is when you're not out adventuring. That's when you're in town or pursuing magical studies or just whatever you're doing, not actively.
Okay.
It could be as simple as generating income if you're proficient in artisan tool, if you're an engineer or a performer. In Scott's case, earn a living or a wage while you're not out of it.
Speaking of that, I didn't see anything like for that. Like I know I have like high social skills, but I didn't see anything with like I could pick like a talent or anything like that. Like, do I just like make that up as we go along? Like we're in downtime, and I'm just like, I'm out here doing this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Alex, you've been kind of quiet. Got anything?
No. I mean, from what I'm seeing, it kind of makes sense for the most part. I guess it's just one of those that's kind of have to do it and.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yes, I Alex, the only thing that was missing for you was your spells. I think you just had to
And I'll go
figure out.
ahead and we can run through because he has spells known.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe he has 2 first level spells available too, aside from the ones his patron gave. Or I'm gonna let him have those.
Yes.
So when we actually sit down and do the first mock combat, you'll have your spells in place. Or yeah, because you're first level, yeah, I'll have your spells in place. But again, you'll have the ability to hex. You'll have the ability to do a like a small cone of fire, and thematically, it's all going to look like Bray Wyatt-esque thing.
Come on. Excellent.
So yeah.
As we level up, do you change these character sheets, or
I can update them, or they are fully editable by you guys. Please take ownership of your character sheets. They are yours. These are your characters. They are the thing that I don't control in the game. They're the things that make this game happen. So these are your characters. Get to know them. Change them now if there's something that you don't like about them. I know Mike Scott wanted to go by, roll of the dice, as it were. Henry assigned a lot of this pre-game. But if there's something you're not comfortable with, or if there's something that you don't like, again, please feel free to change it. These are your characters. Now, once you've leveled up, there are certain choices that you'll make. In the case of Adam choosing an animal, that means that he went that way for his class versus the hunter path. It's the same thing with Alex choosing his patron. Instead of going with Prince of Winter, he went with the Fiend. That influences the abilities he gains as he levels up. Same thing with Henry's domain. Mike Scott, once you reach your archetype at 3rd level, you'll select your specialization, thus defining how you'll further progress.
And then, as far as like our attacks, like will you help us out like as we get new weapons and stuff like
If you
that?
guys need help updating your sheets, I will assist you updating your sheets.
Okay.
But yes, as you attain loot, magical items, how are you guys going to determine divvying up? Just to squash a first fight?
Good question. We splitting everything evenly? Is it going to be class based as far as the loot, and then whatever gold we find, we split? Is it just
have
we?
it evenly?
Okay, I'm gonna say if not, we can go the Chris route and just whoever is closest to the equipment, just pick everything up and don't tell anybody else.
That's horrible.
I mean, you don't have to look at what
Well-worn boots.
like they're worse than the boots you are currently wearing.
Oh man.
And I mean, they actually have well worn written on the outside of the boots, so it's not like you can say you don't know. But yet and
That's
still,
awesome.
don't need
Like
the
the
shit.
Nike, instead of Nike, you have well-worn.
Clearly,
Well-worn, son.
no.
Oh,
These shoes are awful. Put them down. Jesus. Yeah, I think yeah, even split will be fine. And then as far as like equipment stuff, I'm guessing, equipment will be class specific. So like you're not going to see a ranger wear a warlock robe or the rogue running around with heavy armor that the cleric would wear. Um,
In unique cases, maybe.
okay. I think in those cases, I guess we can determine by whoever is the squishiest, um, and try to upgrade them in those particular cases.
Can we give inventory to other PCs? Like if I have extra potions that I lifted off of some goblin or something like that, like can I give them to other people in the party, or like is that a thing that we do?
Yeah, certainly possible.
Yeah.
You can, give anyone anything you want to give them.
So if a loot if loot was assigned to me, but I know it'd be better for somebody else, I can just give it to somebody else.
Yeah.
But in general, that's not what's gonna happen. In general, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get loot that is for you, not just purely random loot like it was Diablo.
Well, typically you're not gonna find random loot other than something someone may be wearing, or yeah.
If that's the
Occasionally, you
case,
may run across something random, but that's just going to depend on what spawns out there.
And
That
I
part
can
is
take
good.
I can take the rings off of dead people's fingers, right? I mean, like that's something I can do, right?
Yeah.
so yeah, we're not above desecrating a dead body.
There you
And just throw it out there. So I think yeah, we can steal a well-worn pair of pants off of a nobleman.
Ooh, dog, they already got that microbial cloud all
Uh,
in them. I'm with it.
Microbial crowd, dog, and the gold stitch weaved into the fabric, dog.
Mm.
Hmm. And now, if by some miracle Leon does end up joining before our first adventure, or if he joins
go. At all.
at all, like, is it difficult to treat him as, I don't want to call him a guest character.
Not at
Uh,
all. Not at all.
okay, all right,
Not at all.
yeah,
You can. Everyone except Adam can probably treat him just as another NPC.
okay.
Adam will recognize that he's special.
He's AFK.
Oh, we're trying to get ready for the raid, dog. Where's he at?
God, God damn it, dog. Leave it to fucking Taco to go off and do some dumbass shit, dog, while everybody else is trying to get ready for their adventure.
Fair.
Okay, so
He is playing within the character that he usually is, though.
Yes.
this is true, dog.
Damn it,
No, so I'm
Leon.
looking at my personality trait, and one of them is no one could doubt by looking at my regal bearing that I am a cut above the unwashed masses. So, for me to maintain that, am I going to constantly have to be um, buying stuff that would make me stand out, or is this just gonna be? It's just an air about me. It's just like the way that I talk. It's just like how does that work? Like, is that something I have to be constantly mentioning? Like, I'm mentioning that, I'm gonna use this cool thing in my speech to knock this person off of their feet. So they're thinking about this, and then I have my hand in their pocket. Like, do I have to be that direct about it, or is it just flavor text?
Some of it's flavor. Some of it is actual mechanic. So if you're using your words, you're trying to be persuasive, right? So you could give me a description of what you want to do, what you want your goal to be, or how you want to accomplish it, or you can actually, in character, give a speech to the NPC you're trying to persuade. Depending on how you want to do it, whether you want to just make a check, I can have you make a persuasion check, and then I can give a prescription, a description of how you accomplish your goal, or if you want to provide a description of how you do it, that can either benefit you, or it could be to your detriment if you did something like a social faux pas, or that can also be represented if you roll poorly on a check, things like that.
Okay, but if I was to literally do it, instead of me saying, okay, I don't want to roll for it, I just want to interact with you as the NPC. You as the NPC will decide whether what I said was persuasive or not without me rolling.
I may call for a check just to gauge how the NPC may respond. However, if you're familiar with the NPC and I feel that the argument is persuasive to that NPC, I'm not going to call for a roll. I'm like,
okay.
Or, nah, for this particular person, that's not going to work.
All right, that's fascinating. That's pretty cool.
So you don't have to convince Anastasia to take them panties off, but when you try to grab old girl's titty, then you definitely have to make a roll.
There are certain states or mindsets that NPCs will be in. Friendly, neutral, hostile. Depending on what mindset they're in, it becomes exceedingly more difficult to persuade them or to be diplomatic.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask a question, and it's totally okay if you have no idea what I'm talking about. Have you ever played Shin Megami Tensei, the literal, regular baseline, mainline 1, 2, 3, 4?
I have not.
Okay. They have demon negotiations in that game.
Okay.
And in the demon negotiations, they have the stances that you're talking about. Like the demon is friendly towards you, or the demon is aggressive towards you, or the demon sees that you have somebody of its race in your party, and they're like, "Oh, you have my friend there. Keep him happy, and he'll give you like $100." And then instead of fighting you, he'll just leave. Like before every fight, there is in the Shin Megami Tensei series. Before every fight, there's a negotiation phase that you can either skip and go straight to the fighting, or you can engage in negotiation with the people. Well, I have the option to do that.
Yeah.
To like talk us out of this battle.
Essentially, yeah. Depending on who notices like an NPC or a monster first, and what kind of monster it is, yeah. Like if it's a sentient creature, then yes. Or if it's an intelligent, communicative creature, then yes. You're not proficient in animal handling, so you don't do so well with animals. Just your natural persuasiveness helps with that.
Okay.
But if you're trying to, stop a fight with some goblins, yeah, you can try to negotiate with those goblins to avoid the fight, seek another resolution. Like, you're not required to engage in combat. Again, it's one of 3 pillars in the game.
Okay.
It's just that tends to be the most popular because a lot of the classes are built toward that. But you guys have a nice
And
mix of role play classes, and so it's certainly impossible.
okay, and do they have languages? Like, do the goblins have their own language, or do they speak common language, or like, will I
Yes.
know that? Can I'll inquire to you. Like I can say, hey, Mike, I want to try to negotiate with this person. Do they speak whatever, or would my wisdom stop me from
No, you can ask,
knowing that?
and then I can base it on. All right, you might not. I might roll the dice, or if it's something like, do you know what goblins speak? And yeah, you know that they might speak giant, or they're gonna speak goblin. They might speak common.
Okay, this is gonna be very fun. I'm very excited for this.
Oh yes, Doug. I expect nothing but a medium level of foolishness from everybody.
Nah, come on, dog. The sexy new jutsu, dog. I'm only gonna use it on you guys,
Only if you combine it with the Talkie no Jutsu.
Ooh, come on, dog.
Uh,
You gotta get it all.
the 1-2 punch. It's a hell of a combination.
Yes.
That's
So
gonna be so much
BZ,
fun.
Yes, sir.
I know you're going to be like helping us as we still get acquainted with the game, but what would be your overall just recommendation for how to play?
Um, Take a look at a live stream. It might cost you, an hour and a half, 2 hours of your life. Uh, Critical Role is really big. So, got a couple of hours, watch a YouTube clip of an actual live play game. That'll give you an idea of the situation and how it all plays out. Um, there's a YouTube channel called WebDM, and I'll put a list of links in a post I'll make tomorrow that'll include the player's handbook link. But WebDM is a YouTube show. It varies between 15 minutes for some episodes up to 45 minutes depending on what they're covering. But it covers a broad range of role playing topics, focusing mainly on Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, like I said, it'll give you an idea of what my role would be, what your roles as the players of the game. And then I'm gonna I'm gonna use something called Theater of the Mind for non-combat situations. Like I'm not necessarily going to present you with a detailed map of something I expect to be a social. If a fight breaks out in an unexpected area, I'm going to describe it without the battle map. So there'll be some abstraction uh, for that you won't necessarily be used to in the battle maps. But again, it's nothing that you'll need to uh, be concerned with once your character sheets are updated. Just know that it's not always going to zoom down to the fight like in Final Fantasy.
Ah, yes.
So as far as NPC, I know that Henry had some NPCs that he had wanted specifically for the campaign. Mike Scott has given me a couple of not necessarily recurring NPCs for people in the background. Um, Henry, did you have anyone else to offer up, or
Uh,
Alex or Adam? Are there contacts you have at this place that you want in place? Scott, is there a contact here at the university that you have that you've made since arrival? These are things that you guys want to think about. Uh, but again, Adam, you're an upperclassman at this point, so you have a mentor. You can create this mentor and let me know who they are. and they can be there at the university. You might get information from them. So work for you. You have both allies and antagonists within your order, which has a chapter here at campus.
I feel like Chuck and Dr. Hobbs has to play a role somewhere in the lore. I'm not exactly sure where yet. But they definitely need to be some NPCs.
If you guys don't watch Chuck's podcast or live stream, give it a watch. It's good information.
Yeah, I feel like he would be a good mentor figure.
We have the twins that used to work at McDonald's.
Ooh, they got to be NPCs.
They were very pivotal.
Who are these twins?
The McDonald's that we used to go to all the time had these twins that would always work the drive-thru late at night. And Alice was trying to get with them at one point, but I don't know if that ever came to fruition.
No, unfortunately not.
She had the house right there. It's not like they had to go that far.
This is true.
And they were cute too.
And they were cute.
All right, so I have an NPC I'd like to add. I would like to add. I have a cousin who is around my same age, who is either working in, or working somewhere around the university, and she's family, but she's family, so I love her. But at the same time, she looks down on the peasants, or looks down on people of unnoble birth. So I have conflicts with her. I have conflicts with her with her personality, but I love her because she's, in my family, or my blood is thicker than water, or whatever.
Gotcha.
Call her Tori.
Dog, no, dog, no. It would absolutely not be Tori, dog.
No, we can call her Rhodey. How about that?
No, dog.
How about TJ, dog? Does that work?
No, we can call it Toto.
No.
Get on Tori.
Man. What do you think?
So, now, Alex, your character comes pre-packaged with a very powerful NPC. So, the Fiend Bray Wyatt gives you your power. That's where your power comes from. So, how did you make a deal with the Fiend?
Ooh, prove your loyalty, Alex.
Ooh. So let's keep on walking. Let's see. Let's say he promised.
I'm assuming you met him in a swampy environment.
That sounds about right. There were fireflies everywhere.
Right.
And let's see, in exchange for taking out some or running some requests of his, was able to he said he'd give me the information I needed to find out who burnt down the village.
So, now did you seek him out, or did he come upon you?
Let's say he came upon me.
Crazy.
do you have any particular customs or practices or ways that you dress or masks that you may or may not wear that symbolize that you're an acolyte of the Fiend, or do you try to keep that hidden?
Try to keep that hidden.
Boo.
No.
Duh. Gotta go around with the death skull on your shirt.
Dog, the Baron Samedi, the Baron Samedi face paints, dog. The face painting, dog.
At the very least, the red boots, dog.
Gotta have the red boots.
Now, Adam, how did you get your line?
Let's see.
You won them at the state fair.
Really?
It was the game where you have to shoot the water in the clown's mouth. The top prize was a lion.
Makes sense to me.
I'm gonna go with I happened upon the lion being attacked. I guess it got separated from its pride, and I saved it from, I don't know, some hyenas.
The hyenas.
Does she have a name?
Chrissy Poo.
Let's just go with Quiznos on.
I love Quiznos.
I definitely love Quiznos. Oh, that's horrible.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Well, I have several pages of stuff now.
Hey.
Henry.
Yes.
As far as the mandatory, or not mandatory, but the highly recommended NPC list. As far as the story beats, how closely did you want the story beats to follow this adventure path?
I would say as close as possible. I'm not going to be a stickler about it. If we venture off course.
Story beats
yeah.
To the other player characters.
Gotcha.
And so I can't guarantee that they're going to follow said story.
Then if it doesn't make sense, and there are some things I will have to sit down with you and work out, because I think I left Landis in a lot of stuff, which, hell, at this point, he can come out. He can probably be an NPC. So is that something you and I can maybe take like a day out of the week to just kind of to hammer out? Because it's some stuff, like I said, I do still have to work on and clear up.
That's something that you and I can get together on and work out between sessions.
Yeah, let's do that.
Gotta make sure this fool Landis is a poet, though.
Oh man.
But he never wrote poetry, dog. What are you talking about? That wasn't what he did.
Dog, he had the binders full of poetry, dog.
This is true.
He has the special tone, dog. None of it written by him, apparently.
No, dog. It belonged to his friend. He was just holding on to it.
There you go. Makes sense.
All right, so we are definitely going to have a loose tone with this game. Obviously, things will tend toward the ridiculous. I'm going to lean into that if that's okay.
We encourage it.
So, I'm trying to gauge how far I need to go with you guys. And so, are we talking full-on Roger Rabbit level shit where there's an actual singing sword? Um, or are we trying to stick closer to a pastiche of the Lord of the Rings?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, you gotta have the singing swords.
Yeah, duh, we gotta go full on. What the fuck is going
All right.
on? Yeah.
Now, on a scale of PG-13 to
XXX. Like,
okay, all
actually
right.
throw on a fourth X just in
So
case.
when Wolverine, but instead of claws has dildos, comes at y'all.
Right. Okay. All right.
Are we talking that level
Mm-hmm.
XXX,
Mm-hmm.
or are we talking NC-17 XXX?
Hmm. See, I get a feeling that 20th Century Fox is going to look at the pilot of this thing, and they're going to immediately throw us out of the pitch meeting. So
Okay.
maybe let's keep it to the NC-17 XXX. So
Okay.
we only see the flaccid penises, never the rock hard ones.
So I'll keep it around the league level.
Yeah.
I think that's a good safe area.
Sure to keep the
So
dildos in there. Leon will come back in eventually.
Leon will definitely come back for the dildos.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Made Duchess one of the NPCs.
Ooh, you gotta have Duchess.
Oh, fuck Duchess.
Uh, who better than Duchess?
You want to know who better, duh? You really want to know who
Oh,
better?
yeah.
I'll be more than happy to tell you who
Oh boy.
is better, dog.
Oh boy.
This is
All right.
NC-17, dog.
So now comes the part that is typically the death knell for most people trying to do this game. Let's actually schedule the game.
Ooh.
So, what worked for you guys?
All right, so let's not count Leon and let's see if we can figure out a good day where we are essentially done with responsible stuff.
Well, that's never gonna be a day for me per se, but I can try to work that around.
Okay, all right. I usually try and keep my Fridays through Sundays open.
Until April 12th, I'm wide open. I don't really have any restraints.
Happens on April 12th.
The results come back.
And then you'll go into depression mode.
Or yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn it, Mike Scott. You're definitely not going in.
My recommendation would be a Friday or Saturday.
Alex, do we need to speak to Vicky on your behalf?
You just might have to.
Yes.
So are we looking to do this bi-weekly, weekly, monthly? What's going to work for you guys as far as the convenience of schedule?
I would say early we should do it weekly, and then once we become more familiar with the game and characters, then we could go to a bi-weekly or monthly basis.
Yeah.
Okay.
But early on, I'd like to have some momentum to be able to get to know the game, get to know the characters, get to know everything about it.
Fantastic.
You just want to get that damn voice of Ralosek again.
It is Friday tonight. Does Friday work better for you guys or Saturday? Or Alex, is there another day that works for you better?
I mean, I could try Saturday. I know Friday's definitely not gonna work, but I could try to shoot for Saturday.
All right. And Saturday is good for both of Henry and Adam.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do Saturday.
So
Time we're
I
talking.
work retail. So with my retail schedule, I will adjust where I will have Saturdays. I cannot guarantee anything for the next week or 2 weeks for a Saturday. Beyond, so you guys are in the Eastern. It would be 9:30 Eastern time. Be about the time that I'd be getting home. So I could start game if you wanted to do a Friday at 10 or Saturday 10. But I don't know what your guys' time schedules would be if you're looking to play that late. My most recent game ran from 8 to midnight on Mondays. So typically, the session lasts between 4 to 5 hours, depending on what's going on. So, for example, we've been on for uh, 4 hours, a little over 4 hours.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
so you
me.
figure on a Saturday, if we could ideally start, it'd be about that same time frame, 8 to midnight.
Yeah. Um, Beezy, would it help if maybe for these first couple of weeks we work out a couple more story adventures? So that way, going forward, you got an adventure you can just kind of pull out your back pocket. Or,
Oh yeah.
or I was gonna say, yeah, if not, the first adventure should be plenty.
I actually have a couple of pre-generated dungeons for the Water World,
Oh,
the previous campaign I had.
yeah,
Port
excellent.
That's a DM secret that if any of you ever jump on my side of the what would be a screen if we were playing in person, but my side of the table, the
Yes. Well, did y'all want to shoot for next Saturday, or what are y'all thinking? We can.
Yeah, we can try to shoot for next Saturday.
Yes.
Like a plan.
Okay.
I'm there.
all right. So we will have a little demo combat. Are there any requests for things that you guys want to beat the shit out of your first foray out? Are there any particular creatures that you want to encounter uh, in your adventures? Maybe not something that
Mm.
you're going to adventure right away, but maybe there's a particular type of monster that you want to slay, or something that you want to observe.
Oh, that good old weave monster.
Yeah, we definitely need the weave monster. Uh,
Go with an ogre named Johnny.
ooh. Yeah, we need the ogre. We need the ogre. Oh
An
man.
ogre. I have no friends.
He has no. How do you have no friends? Oh, god damn it. Um, I would have to say I got to reprise the troll working at the McDonald's, dog.
All right. So I'm going to say that the world is populated with the races from the player's handbook. Those races include the Dragonborn that are currently present, which are typically a minority in the population for most of the world, except for Dragonborn settlements or like clans like Alex said. Half elves, humans, orcs, half orcs. You know, your Tolkien race.
What's the
Also
other
referred
half of the elf?
human. Anything
Oh,
that's
okay.
described as half is human something.
Okay, cool.
Yes, dog. Getting up in them orc guts.
So
Mm.
the default world of Dungeons and Dragons, what I'll be incorporating into this, is sapiocentric. It's very humans are the most kind of fucking everywhere. So in ancient times, there were both a tiefling kingdom and a dragonborn kingdom that warred and kind of destroyed each other. And in the millennia since, that's given rise to the human and their current establishment.
Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. Let's fuck the humans.
It's like that, dog.
I mean, we have to create conflict somewhere.
I mean, but isn't Anastasia human, dog?
I thought she was half Tyre.
I thought she was half orc.
Half orc, dog. She's a lovely being. It's Anastasia, dog. What are you talking about?
Can we make her half orc, half Tyre?
No, dog. She has to be a lovely human, dog. She's a Capulet, dog.
So
Yeah.
she is a different species than you are. That is what you are going for.
Yeah, wouldn't that make it much more of a secret? Like, wouldn't they hate me? Like, especially if I'm like Dragonborn royalty and I'm banging this human chick, like that's a great secret to keep.
She's not human. She's a tiefling. She appears mostly human.
Okay,
but she is actually a tiefling.
All right, does that make it more risque?
Ooh, is she related to Leon?
Ooh,
let's just make this shit extra scandalous.
Dog, I got the cell phone set up, dog. I'm getting my Ray J on, dog. 2.5, here I come.
Wow.
All right, man. Yeah.
So shameful.
So once we run through combat basics, then we'll launch into the story. At this point, we'll be playing on Saturday. Henry, you and I'll communicate with you, and we'll link up at some point during the week. I'll go over a couple of story things now that I've got everybody's background.
Yeah, excellent. This should be wonderfully fun.
So would you guys prefer to save a traditional princess out of a traditional castle, or would you prefer something more eccentric, like a a princess that has to be rescued from a party hosted by a visiting barbarian or a resident barbarian?
I mean, you gotta love the parties. It's a good chance you're gonna see some unexpected titty. I mean, if it's just a castle, dog, then what are we gonna see? Bats and orcs. Nobody wants to see an orc titty, dog, unless the half orcs, dog, because they.
You haven't been to the parts of
Yeah. I retract my statement. Yes. I mean, I'm just saying.
Attraction work.
I mean,
like a human looking at a orc. I'm just saying, like I saw the orcs from Lord of the Rings. None of them were attractive.
How many of them did you see naked? I'm just saying, dog.
No, all you have to do, dog, is go to your friendly web search, dog, and just type in orc tits, dog. And you'll see exactly what people are looking for, dog. Because they will have drawn it in meticulous detail, dog.
Oh, or computer rendered it for God's favorite soft costume.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
I mean, they are scheduling the furry convention up here for this year.
Sweet
Is
furries.
it like the damn alien that Jerry was sleeping with, dog?
No, it's way worse than that, dog.
So much worse.
No, it's way worse than that, dog.
Oh God.
Dog, if anything, the alien that Jerry was sleeping with is literal orc tit level. Dog. Like that's like nothing. That's like Banio. That's like a palette swap, dog. Dog, the furs is on a whole another level, dog. Like that is calculus internet level, dog.
Yeah.
Okay, we can start talking about orc genitalia and whatnot.
All right.
Okay.
And this is probably the point where we would then proceed with the story. So just to give you an idea of how the game table typically goes, there's a bit of gameplay, and then an aside that occurs because somebody did something or said something that sidetracks things, and then somebody, probably Adam, as he just demonstrated, will be like, all right, guys, that's enough of that. Let's bring it back to the story.
Yes.
Good job, Swole.
But what if I roll for the persuasion right now to then again talk about the origin test? Could I roll for it if we continue to have the conversation over Swole's objection?
You could. You could, in fact, try to persuade everyone else. Or everyone could move along to mutilating orc genitalia in your pastime.
I see.
So, thinking of the three pillars in the game and your character, social is typically personified with NPC interaction, those skills that pertain to those interactions. Persuasion, performance, typically charisma-related skills. Exploration is obviously going out in the woods or going out in a dungeon, looking for things, noticing clues, perhaps survival, finding the things, getting to the place, and then combat. So, thinking of where your character leans in each of those pillars. Mike, you talked about your social, talked briefly about sneaking and your potential for exploration, and talked even briefer about combat. So, thinking about that, thinking about how you're going to interact in combat, Adam, you said that you're going to be an upfront dual wielder. Alex, and you're looking at something like Eldritch Blast, where you're firing magic laser fireflies at someone's face. Henry, you had your cantrips. Did you select your cantrips?
I did. I have light, I have spare the dying, and then I have thaumaturgy. Or thaumaturgy, or however you say that. No, this is all annoy the shit out of people stuff.
Gotcha. So what weapon do you wield?
I have a mace and a great club.
No one is using a shield with this.
I do have a shield.
So you have a shield and a mace, or you could use a two-handed.
Yes.
Gotcha. If you guys want to come up with a little bit of, backstory about where you got your, your starting equipment, your gear, your first weapons, things like that. If you want that information to be story, definitely do that. If you want a weapon that levels up with you, that becomes more powerful as you progress, work out something like that as well. I know that's central to the first Final Fantasy game as well. So.
Where do I indicate that? Because I definitely want that.
Okay.
I just tell you?
Yeah, so you're indicating it right now.
Okay, well, I would like to have a dagger that was given to me by my father. It's a family heirloom, and it levels up with me.
Okay. So, each of you can come up with an item of importance to you, whether it's a weapon or something else. And we will then have an item that kind of comes up with you that we'll play separate. Well, it's not going to be adjudicated through public that we create together.
Okay.
Again, Adam, you're using either a bow or 2 swords. Alex, for your spells, they require something called an arcane focus. For a warlock, arcane foci could be a rod or a wand, staff, an orb, crystal, or something else that you, some sort of object that you describe as your what you focus your power through. So, is there something that you had in mind for your character while you brought him this evening?
Go with the staff of Oreo Cakesters.
There you go.
The Cakesters.
Good one.
Mm-hmm.
Tasty.
So shameful.
You're gonna eat your staff, though.
I can just make more before I eat it.
Leon's gonna take it at some point.
This time I'll be prepared. I'll be ready to self-destruct.
So terrible, Dad.
What about you, Henry?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna do my shield. I'm gonna call it the Shield of Epic Comebacks.
And how did you come by the Shield of Epic Comebacks? Was it bequeathed unto you? Did you find it?
So this was bequeathed to me after years of studying a whole lot of B. Arthur.
How many years of studying?
Let's see. I'm going to say my entire junior high and high school years were spent.
So the 6 years preceding your introduction to the university.
Yeah, it was intense studying of so many Maud episodes.
B. Arthur is now an NPC that heads a splinter group that you study with.
Boom. And that's how it all goes down.
So the epic. Yeah. Shield. And Jameson, do you have something in mind?
I definitely like the dual swords. I will call one the Sword of a Thousand Truths. And
Please don't do it.
I don't know what I want to call the other one. Let's go with
Please don't do it.
Let's just go with Blade. I'll just call it Blade.
Okay. So the Sword of a Thousand Truths blade. Now, are your swords stylized? Are they more Eastern style, Western style, Middle Eastern style?
Blade is definitely a samurai sword.
Ooh.
And the Sword of a Thousand Truths. I'll go with like a saber type sword.
Not the saber tooth type sword.
No. Go a little bit too far.
Okay, all right.
He was a great mutant, dog.
Maybe.
He should worthy of naming your sword after him, dog.
No, the man walked around in a brown and yellow leotard.
It was.
How great can you be?
It didn't hide much.
Dog, but he did have the girlies, dog. He had multiple holes on the bike, dog.
This is true.
The Rand Paul haircut up top.
It's so curly. God damn it. Oh, do you have to put product? Like, is that gel up there, or is it just naturally like that?
Shea butter, dog.
Oh, that shea butter.
Obviously, the fat from children.
Ooh.
Personally rendered in the backwoods Kentucky.
Oh my god.
God, it makes for very good hair gel. Oh. Might have to start using that shit in my hair.
That's why I had so much body, dog.
It's the balance.
Ooh.
It's the balance, though.
Toddler.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
knows that.
At least you do if you're from Kentucky.
That's why he was so ornery all the time, because just the constant moonshine and being destroyed.
Oh man.
He always wanted to fight. Every time.
God.
The Sabretooth Distillery, dog.
So I have lots of notes to put into digital form. I appreciate your time today, guys. I have reached my limit.
Yes. It's definitely a very good intro meeting. Got a lot of questions answered, and Leon performed just as expected.
I'd say expect anything less.
Mm-hmm.
That does not sound positive,
dog. Say what you will, dog.
So we're gonna shoot for Saturday, 8 Eastern.
Yes.
Sure.
Saturday.
But next Saturday, not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
Correct. Not tomorrow.
Okay.
Not February Saturday. March Saturday.
All right.
Cool.
So, in the intervening week, I will update your character sheets that to play around with. Myself is open. Feel free to fiddle around with it, familiarize yourself with it. Your spare time you get. A few extra minutes, find yourself else to do. Feel free. There is a wonderful how-to and tutorial section, Roll20 itself. That it's not required. It's very self-explanatory once the character sheet is. But if you do find yourself enjoying it later on, there are avenues. But beyond that, guys, I'm really looking forward to this.
Yes.
A hell of a time. Henry, I will talk to you much sooner.
Yes.
To the rest of you guys, Saturday.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much, Beezy. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Peace out. Appreciate it.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Whew.